and welcome to the Lost Archives. My name's Owen, and I'm the Dungeon Master of this ragtag group of heroes and adventurers.
Hi everybody, I'm Claire. I'm playing Mira, who's a Dragonborn Sorcerer, half red dragon, half silver dragon. Originally was a bit of a politician, and now has joined the adventuring life, probably to a greater extent than she ever expected.
Hi everyone, I'm Michael. I'm playing Lockie, a Warforged Artificer. Originally was part of a flying castle, but I've since left and resumed an adventure with my now friends.
Cool. Hey guys, I'm Jared, and I play the character of Jin. He is a level 6 Law Bard and a level 2 Hexblade Warlock. I'm currently an associate and ally of the Tempest Guild, and I'm helping them in their goal of stopping the Queen of Dragons, Tiamat.
Hello, I'm Ali, and I'm playing Shana, the Yuan-Ti Sorcerer, who is traveling with the Tempest Adventuring Guild, trying to find the other half of her soul, who is hiding somewhere away, far from reach.
Hi guys, I'm Matt, playing Yervith, the sneaky Wood Elf Ranger and Rogue, who, after a tragic incident in the jungle with his previous expedition, has now joined up with this lovely ragtag group of adventurers and is looking to see what happens next.
Hello everybody! welcome to the Archives. Welcome. Thank you everybody. Thank you for joining us. Hope you guys are having a lovely time. It's lovely to see your faces. I'm sorry we weren't here last week. I know that you would have missed us absolutely, terribly, completely. Sorry about that. I got COVID, and yeah, great fun.
You got the spicy flu.
Spicy flu, yeah.
Spicy flu.
No surprise to anyone. COVID's not very much fun. Don't recommend it. Give it a skip if you can.
No.
But I'm back to full health. I'm back. I'm with it. Unfortunately, Ali is the next crew member to take the COVID hit. She will not be joining us tonight, unfortunately. She is getting some very much needed rest. She will be back with us next week, however. We may have a guest character joining us tonight. I'm just waiting on them to confirm. Super late notice, as we are starting the stream. But hey, look, if they jump on and join us, that'd be awesome. So we'll keep you posted. That's it for me for news. Not much else exciting going on at the moment. Excited for Easter. Obviously, we'll be here next week. But the week after that, so the 20th of April, there won't be a stream because I will be on the Great Barrier Reef, and I don't think reception's going to be particularly good out there. I'm staying on a boat out there for a couple of days, just doing some scuba diving with my partner. So that'll be fun.
Oh, perfect.
Wow.
What about you guys? You know anything fun for Easter? You're jealous? Come join me. There's a cabin free. There's a cabin free on the boat. I got the email this afternoon. There's still a cabin free if you want it.
Oh,
and you can get your license. So that's where I actually got my scuba diving license with these guys. Yeah. And you actually learn on the reef. No pool dives. You learn on the reef.
Well, I have my advance, so I'm looking to my nut
Oh, he's on it. Don't even worry. He's more qualified than I am.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to say, actually, I love the Great Barrier Reef. The night dives are not as exciting as the day dives. Because it's only little itty bitty reef sharks. Itty bitty reef sharks. I mean, look, it's cool to see a shark. I always love seeing a shark. But the 2 night dives I've done there, I saw a pufferfish and some reef sharks. That's it. That's all it was. Oh my goodness, we're getting raided. It's only just started.
what?
I ain't even talking about
How you doing, Tash?
Welcome,
how you doing?
welcome.
Pixel, how you doing? We need to do that raft stream, you guys. You bailed on me last weekend. Can we do that raft stream this weekend, Saturday morning? I'm holding you guys to it. That goes to anyone who wants to come and do raft. You're welcome to come join us.
I actually do have the game, but I'm going mushroom picking, sorry.
Is that a euphemism for something, or is that
mushroom
legit?
picking.
No, it's actually legit.
Literally?
Like, not magic, though.
Not truffles?
It's actually proper...
If you know what to look for, yeah, that's cool. Wait, where are you doing that?
So for Victoria, past Back of Smash.
Hey.
Oh, Back Smash, of course. Yeah.
That's
But
what
past that, so it's more
hear-
actually where I want to live.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. I hear if you find a
Love
red
it.
mushroom with white spots, and you eat
Yeah.
that, you get super big, like Mario.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Thanks, Owen.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's from your body bloating and inflating as you die. But
yeah, I was gonna say, kids, don't try this at home.
Yes, for all the international viewers,
Do not do that.
Yes, sorry. I, if you're coming here for like which mushroom to eat advice, you've got the wrong stream. For a start, what are you doing? But also, yeah,
you want the little ones with the gold tops, the little gold,
with the little crown.
Yeah, with the little gold, they call it a gold cap. Yeah, they're the ones.
Yeah, don't you get them in Mario Kart and they give you like the unlimited speed boost? I'm pretty sure.
Possibly.
Unlimited speed boost.
I feel like we've gotten sidetracked.
Something boosted to infinity.
Is it your heart rate before it pops, or? All right, we've gotten sidetracked. We're doing D&D tonight. Any other fun anecdotes or fun things to share before we start? I don't have any stories to share from the community tonight. I do have a semi story. One of our lovely listeners has just started doing the Avatar Legends campaign. I think they were starting either this week or next week. They let me know that they were going to be focusing on the Water Tribe, so that's going to be really cool. Can't wait to hear a little bit more about how that campaign goes. I'll just pull open their comments so I can tell you a little bit more about their thing. Because as I said, I really want to get people into telling us some stories. So they're going to do, a one-shot with the Water Tribe. They're thinking set in the time of Roku, so same time that we've set it in, or sort of like just before we've set it, or the 100-Year War. So yeah, I think that'll be fun. And then they're thinking about doing a Kyoshi campaign after that. So thank you so much, Jack, for sending in that little teaser of your campaign that you're going to be running in Avatar Legends. I can't wait to hear more about it. Amazing. And remember, if you've got any fun D&D, Avatar Legends, or Pathfinder, any other RPG stories you want to share for us, send it to me at lostarchivescast@gmail.com, or post it on YouTube or on the podcast or on the stream, and I'll share your lovely RPG tales of adventure live on stream before each session. All right, that's it from me. Shall we get into the campaign? Oh, one last thing. You will notice lovely new music playing behind. That's right. We have all new music. Get excited. So I will do a quick recap to bring us up to speed. I should say it's also all new music for the Avatar Legends stream as well. So we've got the fantasy theme music for the D&D, and then I've actually got a whole bunch of Asian and Oriental inspired music for the Avatar Legends streams.
Owen,
yes.
Just quickly.
Tell me.
I don't know if it's just me, but I keep finding that you like are loud, and then you start like getting lower, and then you come back and you get lower, and then it happened the moment we started streaming.
What if I move my microphone here? Is that a little bit better now?
Yeah, that's good. I'm not finding it's like dropping.
That's all right. I'll move it. I'll move it closer, and I'll. It's probably that same issue I was having with the Logitech G Hub again. Let's see if Logitech G Hub's open. If it is, we know that it's Logitech. It's fucking G Hub.
Bloody Logitech.
Unbelievable. We sorted this last time, but it's still doing that frustrating thing where it automatically drops down the input gain. Look, I'll keep an eye on it. Let me know if it happens again. That should have fixed it right now, and I'll deal with it as it happens, I guess. Not much else to say. I'll just have to watch it. I'll boost my gain on the stream as well. The limiter. That should be a little bit better now, hey?
It sounds good.
All right, cool.
Let's see how you go for a while there.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Amazing.
Welcome to episode 69, everybody. The Tempest Adventuring Guild. Yeah, that's right. Yep. The Tempest Adventuring Guild, a group of mercenaries, explorers, and adventurers, has been working to thwart the machinations of a group known as the Order of the Dragon. This cult has been amassing power, wealth, and knowledge in an attempt to perform a ritual which would bring a dark, draconic god, Tiamat, back into the world. Our story has been following the escapades of some of the members of this group: Mira, Jin, Lockie, Yervith, and Shana, who are now journeying further north to try and track down an ancient artifact used to summon dragons to the Order's side. After braving the icy wastes of the northern waters, the group have arrived back in Oxenfurt, having destroyed the Drakhorn, recruited a white dragon, or Rathator, and been reunited with a founding guild member, Wiltix. The party now face an even greater threat: politics. With the Oxenfurt Council meeting again to discuss developments, the group have been summoned to Castletown to provide updates and account for their recent actions. We ended last session in the Night Hall Guild, your guild hall, that has been decked out. I have opened up the map, put you guys on it, but I won't bring that across to the stream unless we need it for any reason. But yeah, as you guys had a bit of time in the guild, you spent a bit of time getting yourselves set up. One thing we will do, however, is we will jump back in time ever so slightly, because obviously Jared was away last session, and Jin would have been doing some shenanigans in the city of Drifthaven. So Jin, would you like to tell us what you would do is, as you guys made landfall, or Water City fall, what would you be doing?
So I remember, because I listened to the stream when I was like afterwards, and I think there was a couple hours where everyone had time to gather supplies and do sort of like, you know, important things for the ship. So I would definitely have went off as Swampy Seabeard,
I was gonna say.
and I would have went back to those orcs that had given me the tattoo across my chest.
Yeah, I think we all knew
and
that
I
was
would have
coming.
done more carousing with them, gambling, drinking, just sort of shirking my responsibilities of actually like going out and getting supplies.
I totally forgot you had that tattoo. Does that just stay on you for like always now?
Yeah,
Like, no matter
that's a
what
tattoo,
form?
man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but like you're a changeling, right? So like,
The only thing that shifts with it is like every time I shift, the figure that is like Jin changes from like maybe a human to a dwarf to it just changes in.
Yeah,
the
so
form
it
he's
is.
in.
This is a magic tattoo. It is magically bonded to Jin. And yeah, as you said, Jared, the figure changes to suit whatever changeling appearance you've taken on. You can move the tattoo to different points in your body.
Yeah, I
if you
can
need to.
actually. Yeah,
You can
true.
move it.
that's cool.
But it's on my chest at the moment.
Yep. So you can change its position.
I'm definitely going to do a carousal roll.
Here we go.
Alrighty, I will
So
need
we'll see what
a
happens.
D100 as we consult the D100 carousing check.
It's a 91.
Wow.
That's 1. Okay. High
very
rolls.
high.
Hey,
Okay. Okay.
sexy bard luck.
So, Jin, you have a wonderful evening drinking and celebrating and partying with the Maloran orcs, who I'd say at this point you're starting to feel a bit of an affinity for. In a way, like when you take on a character, you embody that character, you become that character. And Swabby definitely is a free spirit, a bit of a rogue, but a cheeky, good at heart rogue, a diamond in the rough. And the Maloran orcs celebrate almost everything that Swabby loves. Drinking, stories, tall tales, journey, and that wanderlust, that love for the horizon. So Swabby, you very much get into the revelry, and you begin drinking excessively in the character of Swabby. Because obviously Swabby's trying to keep up with these orcs. They're drinking very, very quickly and very heavily. And you do very quickly find yourself becoming more and more inebriated, more and more drowsy. And before too long, you find yourself passing out. The blackness overtaking you. You've got no idea if you were unconscious or whether you were conscious during this time.
You know what I want to do quickly?
Go, yeah.
To keep up with their drinking, I want to cast Aid on myself to bolster my toughness and resolve.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't worry about spending the spell slot because you've had a long rest between. Yeah, okay. Don't worry about spending it. You spend it. That's fine. Yeah, Swabby, you black out. You black out drunk. You are so inebriated at this point, and it takes a while before you find yourself coming to consciousness again. You awaken slowly. Odd smell, a smell of very heavy, strong spirits, but not a pleasant smell of spirits. A very unpleasant smell of spirits hits your nose first. And as you open your eyes blearily, you find yourself in darkness. So it takes a few moments before you realize, oh yeah, no, my eyes are open. I just can't see. Then you begin feeling down your hands and legs, and a sensation returns to you. Your head is killing you. And your arms are sort of pinned towards your sides, and your legs are too. And as you go to sit up, you bang your head on something hard and wooden right above yourself.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
As you begin listening and your hearing starts to come back, the ringing in the ears begins to slowly dissipate. And you can hear what sounds like someone crying. Slow crying sound of music, and it's very slow, almost funeral procession-esque music.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay.
As you sit up and there's a thump, you hear a voice from outside go, What was that? I thought I heard something.
I don't want to deal with this. I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Yep.
I actually got rid of invisibility, so I have greater invisibility.
Okay, so you cast greater invisibility on yourself. Yep. Yeah, there's a voice from outside. I think I heard something from inside. I think I heard something from inside Nana's coffin. She's not dead. She's not dead.
God.
Open it up. Jin, as you begin to wriggle around, you realize you're not alone in this coffin.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Cool.
Could you roll me another D100, please? I just want to see if something else. So the 91 is you wake up in a closed coffin, crammed next to you is someone recently deceased outside. You hear the sounds of a funeral service.
That's the grandma.
Wow.
Could you roll me D100, please? I just want to see 41.
Yeah, there you go, 41.
Okay. No, she is dead. It's a dead body. I thought as a twist, if you'd rolled above a 90, she would have been alive and gone, oh dear, not again, like in your ear. First time I've had company.
Okay, so are they opening the coffin?
No, you just no. There's just this. You hear another voice reply. Son, I'm really sorry. I know she was very special to you, but sorry, she's gone.
I'm gonna like tap on the coffin again.
See,
like,
no, I heard it. Quick, put it down. The coffin, which you now realize you are in, jerks suddenly, and then you feel it being lowered, tumbled about a little bit, and then placed on the ground. Sorry, why are we stopping? No, I really thought I heard something then. I heard a knocking. No, don't be ridiculous. Holy shit! Quick, get a crowbar! Before too long...
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna go, they're gonna hear from inside, I need blood.
Okay. Alright. Can you make me an intimidation check? Can you make me an intimidation check, please?
Oh my god.
It's a 23 because it's +9.
Oh.
Okay, so they're pretty scared of you. You hear this sudden
I do have great
pause.
invisibility, so they're not going to see anything.
No.
That's what?
That's okay. It's okay.
I know what I'm doing.
So there's a pause, and then you hear the sound of another voice. My children, please fetch some nails and a stake. What?
Oh, no.
What are you talking about? I'm sorry.
No,
She has been cursed with vampirism. Yep.
I'm gonna go, I'm just kidding. I actually just need water. Could you please let me out of here?
Could you please roll me a persuasion check or a performance check? Your choice.
Wow, that's an 18. I rolled a 5 there.
18. It's just what a vampire would say, my children. Please do not open the coffin. We must commit this to the sea and burn it upon the ocean surface if we have any hope of defeating this vampire.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the door open.
Oh fuck! Yeah, roll damage. Jesus Christ! This is not how I expected this to go. It's a crit. Okay, here's what happens. Greater invisibility. Can you remind me what happens when you do an action?
Well, because it's it's a concentration bit. I'm just good for 1 minute. I can attack. I can do spells.
Yeah, you can. Great
Okay,
invisibility.
just want to double check.
I just can't do another concentration spell.
That's okay. I just wanted to double check because it seems rather important for this next little bit. There's with a sudden roaring blast, the coffin lid is blown off under the force of Jin's Eldritch Blast. These two crackling beams of energy shoot towards the sky. The priest calls out, "It has arisen!" And the people scatter. People begin running and screaming from the site, except for the kid who's bowled over by his parents running away and goes, "Oh, Nana," and like climbs up and looks into the coffin.
I'm going to just chuck in 1 gold coin to the grandma and go, in my head, like, sorry for this. May this serve you in the afterlife.
That's hilarious.
And then, but the coin will just materialize.
Appears from nothing.
And then suddenly appear on the chest, and the kid's just staring at it.
The kid goes, "Cousin wasn't lying, the death fairy is real." And he goes to scoop up the gold coin.
I even say, yes, I am the death fairy. It's like I'm just invisible.
Death fairy, I have a request.
What, my child?
Can you take Billy? He keeps pulling my hair and putting raw fish guts down the back of my shirt and pants.
I can't do that. No, you must live a good, hearty life, otherwise I will come for you if you do any naughty, sort of evil acts.
The child screams and begins running away. as you threaten to kill him.
No, I said I want him to go on the path of righteousness.
Yeah, but this kid's been a naughty kid, so he
okay.
He legs it.
Good.
Okay, I'm going to look around.
I mean, he's already
and
stealing
try to
from the dead.
find
He's already
my-
looting his own grandmother. So
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to look around and try and. Oh, did you take the gold coin?
he took the gold coin.
I'm going to chuck another one in there for the grandma because I felt
Okay.
bad.
Jin, at this stage, you can see a number of town guards, which look very sort of nautical theme, very sailory, pirate, privateer-esque, running towards the town square, having seen these two beams of crackling energy blast up into the sky,
That's
right over the site of probably the most protected and most vital part of the city, the underwater spire leading down towards the protective giant room. So
right
there's a feeling that something's not. Yeah, because it's the procession heading through to the chapel, which is on the other side of the square. So yeah.
I'm going to book it and try and find my way back to the airship.
Yeah, you absolutely just book it. That's not a problem at all. You find the airship before too long, invisible, and as you run on the deck of the ship, no one sees you because you were invisible.
That was quick though. You did it in under a minute. Invisibility.
Yeah, it's great invisibility is a minute. So
In that case, then, as you're running, it wears off partway through the town. Probably at this point, as you're like getting out of the coffin, because all of that would have taken about. Yeah, that would have taken a bit of time.
I probably had enough time to get out into a corridor, like into an alleyway, and then I would just sort of let it drop, and then I'll just walk off whistling like nothing ever happened.
As you drop the invisibility, Jin, you look down at yourself. You're no longer in the guise of Swabby Seabeard. You're now in the guise of a very attractive-looking half-orc, female.
Okay. I will.
And as you look at your hand, there is a number written on it.
A number.
A number, followed by a street name. Looks like an address.
Yeah, I was gonna say phones. Do they all of a sudden exist in D&D? That's cool.
Wait, what is this for? Okay? The address, is that where my airship is?
No, it looks like it's on the other side of town.
Oh no. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I have enough time. Might leave it for now. I might just like get a note of it, and
we'll come back to that. Don't worry. I'll find a way to incorporate that back in the story.
Perfect.
Although I am surprised that you think it's more than what. Like it looks like the others have figured out what it is.
Yeah.
Is it where the morgue is?
Nope.
I love it. I thought that was almost a too obvious thing, but I just chucked that in as a bit of a joke to laugh at. But no, this is great. It's actually a great story hook for Jared.
Totally
this is awesome.
I'm totally
no,
stumped.
this is awesome.
It is.
It's a great story hook. I'll keep this in mind. This will be great. We can save this for a future story hook. This is awesome.
Okay. Oh god.
Yeah, you head back and rejoin the rest of the crew and end up in Oxford, same as always. All right, time's
perfect.
We'll come back to the present. Yeah, so at the moment you guys are seated inside the lounge room of the Night Hall. Wiltix has just been given the new mission to go and investigate the woodland area just south of Green Nest, having heard rumours or talks of animal attack or animal-like attacks. So he's off to go investigate that. And Wiltix gives you guys a bit of a wave and stomps out the door. And as he reaches the pathway, transforms into his half-lichen form and begins bounding down the road on all fours, to the surprise screams and exclamations of townsfolk in Oxenfurt, city-going folk in Oxenfurt, who weren't quite prepared to see a werewolf run through the streets in the middle of the day. But Wiltix takes off very quickly. Azure and Leosin turn back around. Azure going, yes, right. So, we have been invited back, or you have been invited back, or representatives, I should say, have been invited back to the council. Yes, in Castletown. You are expected to go and report on what you've been up to. I understand that you were all out on mission for the council, and they've agreed on everything. I assume you've got no urgent business you need to do in the city, or other things you need to do first. But I believe that's starting tomorrow, so you've come back just in time.
That's good. I mean, is there anything we need to do in the city?
Leosin goes, well, they have brought back some dragon hide and things like that. I wondered if they might talk to House under the earth and
see if maybe there's some gear she could craft. Oh, what a great idea! Oh, and you can all collect your new capes as well. I've commissioned capes and cloaks to be made with our guild logo on them. Azure nods very emphatically.
I would rather keep this cloak on.
Oh, yes, right. No, that's very fair. It's a magical item I could see. Yes, no, of course. Well, what about, maybe like a tunic or something? Or a badge that we could sew onto the inside of your cloak? And you could hold it open.
I can iron on a badge. I have perfected this technique where I do my ice and fire, and it's just steam, and you iron it on.
That sounds really amazing. Yes, great.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
You just need a flat bit of iron. That's why I called it ironing.
Well, there's the anvil in House Under the Earth's smithy.
I might take a badge as well, actually. Sorry. The cloak doesn't really suit me per se because I change forms a lot. So a badge, something I can move and take off and on would be great.
Yes. Or perhaps maybe a metal badge that you could pin. How does that sound?
Exactly.
A pin
Could
or
you
badge.
make magnetic? Because I don't wear cloth.
Oh, Griswold's already on that. Lockie, he's actually created a branding iron he said he could just use to... Now that I think about that. It's rather intense, actually, yeah.
That sounds painful.
Yes, no, he did say magnets were possible, but he said that'd be quicker.
Right.
And he said something, magnets can fall off as well.
That is true.
I'll have a chat with him. I'm sure he could do something with that. I understand that. Understand that we should have some magnets around. I know Howes was experimenting with magnets to try and create an upgrade for the arcane lance that's being attached to the airship. That's right. Finally, an arcane cannon is going to be installed. I'm very excited.
Wow.
Really? Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, wow.
I haven't been excited about anything since for a long time. I
didn't realize that protocol was still active.
Yes. I still mourn the old gun. That was an unfortunate experiment.
Yes. Well, great. Okay, perfect. Well, then I'll go chat to Griswold. If you were to go talk to Howes Under the Earth and see if there's any gear she can craft, I think that sounds like a plan.
Also, do you have any outstanding, magical items that you don't know what they do? Because this would be the place to figure that out.
I do have something. I have a potion. I don't know what it is. It's been knocking around in my backpack for a couple
Oh, that's right.
of days now. Couple of weeks now. Don't know what it is.
You could always drink it and find out, but I don't know if that's wise.
I mean, I could, but I think we're in the right place to figure out what it is, right?
True.
I mean, Griswold could have a look at it.
Yeah.
I think your ghost is active, Claire and Michael. I can see a light behind Claire's head flickering every so often.
Oh, really?
Yeah, genuinely, look.
Oh, I can see it now. It's open.
Oh, man.
Is that the ghost?
It's shut. It's shut. It's not doing it anymore.
Everything's fine.
Oh, God, the haunting continues. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I just saw it out of the corner of my eye as I was looking across at the stream, and I was like, oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean? Oh my God, yeah. I can see it now.
I think it's your lamp.
Possibly.
Yes.
I mean, if I die, then all right, I'll
Okay.
Peace be with you, Lockie.
Never seen again.
I love you all.
Oh, that's lovely last words. I mean, except for when he goes, ah!
Yeah, that's
in the background. Sorry, podcast listeners. There we go. Perfect. I knew it was coming. Amazing. So perfect. Yeah, as you guys head around the site, so you can now see that the front of the Night Hall. So Yervith, you haven't seen the Night Hall before, so I'll describe it in a bit more detail for you. So the Night Hall itself is this very beautiful, ornate, two-story building, very Victorian in style and looks, a mixture of brick and wood. And it looks like the front half is connected to this large garden and gate that connects the pathway, and it's set up in a specific way. But it looks like the side, there's been some recent work. The fencing has been moved to create a small courtyard. So part of the side yard has been turned into a courtyard. It's been paved and cobbled. And attached to the side of the building is now what looks to be a foundry, a smithy works. And the fence has been pulled in to create a waiting area for customers off the street. So part of the estate grounds has been turned into like a 4-yard for customers to come and frequent the business. And you can see that there are a number of people lined up. It's sort of around early afternoon, and there are a number of people sitting on benches, chatting. There looks to be a large pitcher of some sort of ale or beer that is being served to customers who are waiting to collect or waiting to drop off items. And you can see working the forge is a tabaxi. Very desert lion-looking tabaxi with sort of very light cheetah spots. She's got sort of slightly more mane and fur around her head and neck, and then much thinner fur across the rest of her body, and especially around her paws and hands. The fur's almost gone completely, almost like it's been sort of burnt off. And she's wearing a blacksmith's apron, has large leather gloves at the moment, and is wielding a very large hammer that almost looks to be too large for her to pick up. This double-sided hammer. And she is busy smacking away at this glowing hot bar of maybe iron or steel on the anvil, with this large protective faceplate up as well. As you guys sort of emerge around the corner, she glances over, notices you, watch her tail sort of flick a little bit. She gives you guys a bit of a nod and then sort of inclines her head over towards another bench that's currently unoccupied. Inclines with her head over towards that, continues banging away at the iron that she's working currently. Claire and Mira, you would recognize this as Howls Under the Earth. I think you're the only one who's met this character before.
Oh yeah, I am too.
Yeah. So you recognize her as Howls for short. Her name is Howls, but her full name is Howls Under the Earth.
Yeah, Mira got up to her and just like, business looks good.
Thank you. I will be but a moment. If you could have patience, I will be with you shortly.
Oh, yes, of course, don't let me disturb.
Please feel free to take a seat and enjoy refreshments. I will not be too long.
This is very nice.
Yeah, you have to probably go up, like, lean against the fence a little bit.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Sort of say, yeah, mighty fine work you've got here.
Why, thank you. I have been working hard to practice my craft and trade.
Very impressive.
It has been rewarded. The people of Oxenfurt are very kind. They bring much business, much coin for these words.
I knew that was coming.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? I didn't say it. I came close, but I didn't say it.
Yes. Because you'd have words if you have coin.
Just some world knowledge is like,
yes.
How many deserts are there in Nostea? Like, is it one major desert or?
No, there's actually a few. Yeah, there's a couple. So there's a few locations where you would find deserts. Oceania, which is the continent you guys are currently on, you would be hard-pressed to find any significant deserts. The Dragonborn Kingdom of Veloxur, definitely, yeah, easily. A large portion of that is open desert that is freezing during the night and boiling during the day. Apart from that, there's a couple of the islands around the shattered coastland. So basically, imagine the Greek islands in fantasy world. A couple of them are actually almost desert-like in composition. They're very barren and very wastelandish. And then the Dwarven Kingdom of Balmia. There's also a desert off towards the eastern side, on the other side of the mountain ranges. The mountains being so high that rain clouds actually don't pass through. So there's an area on the other side where it has not rained for hundreds of years, ever.
Oh wow!
It's not rained since the ruin, since this mountain range was pushed up. Rain has never fallen on this coast as a result of that.
I'd probably just ask, like, you've travelled far to come to the city.
Yes. This one likes to see the earth, the land, the trees, the sky, and the waters. There is much to enjoy. Much to see. But this one has traveled a long time. Time to settle down. I was offered a good chance here, chance to grow my trade and learn more. So here I stay for the time being.
Well, then, we'll keep at it, and I'll wait with my colleague there until you're ready.
I won't be much longer.
And with that, House continues hammering away. It's only about 5 minutes or so before House finishes up, quenches the section that she's been working on. You can now see that what she's been working on is a very long specialty chisel with a large tapered edge at one end that then pulls back into almost a hexagon shape towards the shaft. And as she quenches it in oil, flames leap up the side of the tongs that she's using. She then quenches it in water, brings it over, and then wraps it up in leather and passes it over to one of the waiting customers. This customer is a dwarven gentleman. Looks to be maybe a hill dwarf, judging by his get-up. Doesn't have the traditional dwarven braids that mark a mountain dwarf. The beard's not as braided as well. It's just a rough beard. Thanks, sir. Oh, thank you so much, Hals. Your work is always very excellent. 10 gold pieces, I agree we agreed on? Yes. However, I was forced to lower the quality of the iron. 9 is sufficient. I did not have enough carbon to fully set the handle. I will require that you bring it back in a week's time, please. No. Don't be ridiculous, please. 10 gold pieces. It's perfect. Thank you. He pushes 10 gold pieces across the bar towards her, takes it, and goes, finally, I can chisel obsidian again. It's been too long. Our craft has been waning in the last few months. No one had the skill to fix it. I thank you. Not a problem. It was a challenge. I have not crafted an item such as this before. I relish such challenges. If you think of more, please bring them. Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. With that, the dwarven gentleman walks away. A bit of a skip in his step, clutching the chisel that Howes had been working on close to his chest. Howes looks up, pulls her hood off and the large faceplate, puts it down and goes,
Right. Mira, very good to see you again. And your companions. Introductions.
Yes.
I am Howes Under the Earth. Pleasure.
Yervith.
So
nice to meet you.
Just really quickly, Owen, sorry. I remember actually at the last bit of the episode last time I was listening to it, there was the guy selling those beans.
Yes.
So, Illyrian or Jin, when you guys are all talking to Hal, I would have actually probably left and looked to buy some magic beans.
Because you've met the bean merchant before, haven't you?
Not Illyrian.
No, you haven't. It's only Mira. Oh, God. Okay.
We did arrive and he was there and I pointed it out and I was like, that's the bean guy. So.
All right, we'll talk about that, Jin. We'll get to that in a minute.
That's fine.
We will roleplay that. I think because there's nothing I love more than doing that voice.
Everyone else, continue. Sorry, I just wanted to.
No. Thank you for letting me know.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
And your mechanical friends, beautiful workmanship.
Hello, I am Lockie, and it pleases me to meet another creative soul. Your work here is...
Craftscats is the correct term, but yes.
Oh, okay, yes, craft person. Your work here is quite fun.
Thank you. You seem to be...
She walks over and begins tapping on your metal.
Electrum composite and something else. Titanium. Yes. Very interesting. The temperature required to work titanium is very, very hot. I did not know such a thing were possible without magic, giant forges.
Well, I believe you've pardon the pun, hit the nail on the head.
Amazing. Claire's out. For podcast listeners, Claire has face palmed, but not the traditional face palm where you bring your palm to your face. I like to call it the extreme face palm, where you bring your face to your palm.
It's the one where you sort of give up on life.
Yeah, it's a real commitment, the palm face, as you hold your hand steady and just slam your head into it.
I gotta work on it.
Yeah.
I aim for at least one a day.
Oh, is that true, Claire? I feel like it's got to be at least double digits. I don't believe one a day for a second.
Look, the D4s are already up.
Yep.
Very interesting. If you remember any of your work or anything about how the giant forges worked, I would be very curious. I've always wondered how they achieved such extreme levels of heat. Could be very useful for my craft.
considering I was still parts at the time, I believe, I don't remember much. But if I come up with any information, I will surely tell.
It is a
I
shame.
did have a question. I have this shield here, and he'll pick his shield up, his clockwork shield, pop it up on the table. I've made some modifications to it, and I've played with it a little bit, and it's if someone hits me, I'm able to throw them back, which is very fine. But I don't have your expertise quite the same. Is there any way you could make it, I don't know, functionally more protective?
I can have a look. Leave it with me. I will have a look over and see what I can do. Do you need your shield in the next 2 to 3 hours?
Oh, wow, you work quick?
Not promising anything, just an assessment to see what I can do. I will have an answer for you in 2 to 3 hours.
I see. Oh, that works.
Well, we
I think
also have these scales. Yervith, did you, Shana?
Oh, yes, I had the collection just here, and I suppose I had like a bit of a satchel or a
dragon
bag.
scales. Very nice.
Among other things.
There are few who have the skill to work with this. Luckily, Hals is one of them. What would you like me to make?
Well,
I could make a cloak or some armor with the scales embedded. It would protect you from the element associated with this dragon. I can see you have blue and black scales here. That would protect you from acid or lightning, make you resistant to its effects.
well,
Or I could use the scales to embed them in a weapon and give that weapon some aspect of the dragon it came from. Maybe some lightning or acid damage itself. Oh, you have teeth and claws too. Marvelous. Yes, this could work very well. I could create weapons that have imbued some residue of the draconic form from which they came. Weapons which could do the damage the dragon itself could do.
impressive. I would like to see. Could you do anything with the bow, perhaps? I know that it's not in the traditional sense. It's not like you're imbuing a melee weapon with it, but is there anything you can do to improve it?
A bow could be tricky. I would need a large section of horn. I can see here that you have...
Wiltix did specifically say he pulled off the blue dragon's horn.
I can see you have a section of dragon horn here. There is enough to make maybe a bow and maybe a crossbow head as well.
I'm going to say that Wiltix did specifically say he wanted to use part of the horn for his crossbow. So we will say that the crossbow, so part of the horn will be used for the crossbow, but yes, I could use the rest of the horn to craft you a bow. The bow would have, it would shoot arrows with the speed of lightning, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's kind of like cracks a smile at that and goes, "Yeah, that would be impressive."
Yes,
Thank
I could
you.
do this.
I look at Mira and go, "Mira, is there anything you would like?"
She looks at the remnants of very similar body parts to her own.
Yep.
I'm good. No.
I'm sorry. I just wasn't sure if you. My apologies. Do you think Jin would want anything? Lockie? You need anything at all?
I'm not sure, but I mean, if we could incorporate those into that shield, possibly that'd be all right. But we need to be careful with it because the tinkering that I've done with it requires it not to be magical. So
I could use some of the scales to impregnate them into the shield, but it will be magical in nature after that. Remember, it will have a magical effect to it.
What about I've kind of got this armor hit that I picked up, but it's I feel like it could be a bit better, and I show off the barnacle encrusted studded armor that I got, and I'm like,
that was you raided that from the sunken ship, didn't you?
I know I bought it from the.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
the
That's right.
shipwreckers.
Yes.
Driftwood. Yeah.
Yes.
Perhaps some armor might be good. For me, of course, something light, something nimble.
Yes, I can fit
create
this.
that with the scales. Or...
Yes, I can see this is equivalent or seems very similar to like a studded leather, except instead of studs they have... These are alive, these are living barnacles. Very strange.
Yeah. Haven't really had the chance to mess around with it too much, but yeah, it was a bit unusual when I was under the water for a bit. They sort of come to life.
Yes, I could fit this to you a bit better. I can see that it was designed for someone a bit taller and with fins. I could resize this to fit you quite nicely, yes. And the effect in water, you said they come alive. What happened when they were in water?
I'm not sure. They seem to activate with salt water. I'm not entirely sure what they did, per se.
You remember that when you got hit, I believe it released a cloud of poison around you. Yeah, anything that hit you in melee range had to make a con save will be poisoned by the...
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, I believe it discharged some sort of poison smoke.
Yes.
Or...
This effect is magical in nature. This armor is enchanted. There is no way these creatures could live outside of the ocean like this. This is magical. I can attempt to resize, but modification beyond that, embedding dragon scales, for example, I'm not sure what effect it would have on the existing enchantment. It could cancel it out, and both would be useless. It could combine to create some unknown effect, or just one of the effects would stay. It's hard to know with these things.
I'm happy for you to take the risk.
Very well. I can see you have enough items here. The horn will be used to make a bow. You have enough scales to create 2 suits of armor, or 1 suit of armor and 2 shields, or 1 suit of armor and 3 weapons embedded with draconic might.
Would there be anything out of game? Would there be anything for the Shana?
Oh yeah.
Anything for Shana. I think it sounded like Shana was kind of keen on, I think, either the armor or... I mean, also, she uses a dagger as well.
Yeah.
The draconic dagger. Could be done.
Yeah.
But the good news is that you won't have these items by the end of the session today. It's going to take her a couple of days to make them. So don't worry too much about committing. We can always jump in with Ali back and you guys can make a decision then.
If there's anything left over, feel free to take it for your own use. I don't think that would be an issue. I look at
Thank you.
Mira.
Well, that will be good to experiment. I have not had many opportunities to practice with draconic scales or claws. Only what I have been able to salvage myself and find. Dragons don't like it when you raid their nests for fallen scales.
No, they don't.
Yes. We found that out firsthand.
It sounds like you had an interesting adventure. Well, please don't let me keep you. I will get to work if you would leave your shield with me, and any other weapons or armor you would like me to assess and look into, please pass over and I will make it my highest priority.
Sure.
If there's any magic items as well that you wanted her to examine and assess for you, she can also do that. So, anything you wanted to pass on over, she will take, and she will tell you what they do. The potion would be best to give to Griswold if you wanted to know what that was, Matt. Yeah.
I'll do that.
All right, while you guys have a bit of a think, let's jump over to Jin, and you guys can tell me what you want to give to House under the Earth afterwards. Jin, you walk down the main street outside the front of the Night Hall. It is a beautiful afternoon. You can see the sun is just starting to hit the top of the palisade wall around the city, the large stone wall around the city. And standing in a street corner, holding nothing but a cart and what looks to be these very strange metal cylinders attached to the top of the cart, is an old man dressed in robes that have silver and gold stars attached to them. At first it looks like metal, but very quickly it's apparent this is some sort of like painted wood or painted paper. He looks like a wizard. But what a wizard would look like if someone, like a child, had to draw a wizard. So his robes look like they're ocean blue with these silver and gold stars painted across them. He has a large hat that flops over with a massive brim. Again, silver and gold stars all over it. A long white beard that, as you get closer, you realize isn't real. It is a fake beard that he is wearing that is attached to his looped over. And you realize very quickly it's probably made from some sort of like wool. It looks like maybe sheep wool or something that he has constructed this beard out of. It's way too woolly and fluffy to be human hair. But as you approach, you can see he's talking about going, beans, beans, who would like a bean? Don't be a has-been, have a bean. As he's calling out his catch cry across the street.
Yeah, he's used that before.
Yep. Don't worry, I remember this character. This was an improvised character, Matt, so I rolled a random encounter. I got them to roll a random encounter for a town, and they got a random encounter, which was a snake oil salesman on a street. And I just improvised around it, had a bit of fun. I had it be like he was selling magic beans. It took on a life of its own, and here we are. Recurring NPC character. Yeah.
So, before I even approach him, I'm going to do a bardic inspiration, just seeing, and I'm just welling up with inspiration and walking over.
So you just sort of like play a little ditty to yourself as you walk across the street, like just hum to yourself.
I'd probably be doing that. I'd probably be doing a little ditty. I'd probably have an instrument out, just playing a little tune as I'm walking.
Are you inspired by his amazing outfit? Like, absolutely not fooling anyone?
I'm appalled.
Oh, sorry, there is one thing I forgot to say. That his hat says wizard on it. It actually physically says wizard. But it is spelt with 2 Z's, so take that under advisement.
I'm going to
wizard.
I'm going to sort of just
It's King Gizzard and then underneath the lit no.
Oh my god. I'm going to inspect his beans, like sort of having a look and
as you walk on over, he spots your interest immediately.
Welcome. Come up and have a look at my wares. Are you interested in a bean, young man?
And he opens up the lid of one of the cylinders, and inside you can see there are multicolored beans. And when I say multicolored beans, I mean literally rainbow-colored splashed across these beans sitting inside this barrel. It's this silver metal container.
Did you say magic beans?
Oh, yes, magic beans. The best, the strongest, the most potent magic beans you've ever seen.
But how magical?
Oh, the most. Maximum magic.
So, looking at these beans, Owen, am I actually getting anything radiating off them?
I mean, you don't have wizard eyes, or like, so you can't just like see magic.
They just look. They look like a bean,
except multicolored, like genuinely like multicolored, like a Neapolitan ice cream, but a bean. Like a rainbow ice cream, not Neapolitan. Neapolitan's boring. Like a rainbow ice cream, but a bean. Like swirls of random color across the surface, but like a green bean. Like definitely not normal beans. I'll say that. Like to your untrained eye, you're not a farmer, you're not trained in agriculture, but you know a bean when you see one. These are not normal beans.
So I'm going to look at him and go, so what do they do? What are their magic?
Oh, they unlock a special, unique, individual power within yourself. They unlock your true potential.
I'm going to do an insight check to see if he actually believes this.
Yeah, go for it.
21.
He believes this. 100%.
Okay. So everything he's saying, he
100% believes in. 100%. I would even say 110%. There is a zeal, a absolute inspiration to this man where he seems like he's calling in life. There is nothing that he believes in more than these beans. This is his entire purpose. Yeah.
I'm going to say to him, you do realize that you spelled wizard wrong, as I'm pointing up at his hat.
Well, if I was a boring wizard, I'd have 1 Z, but I'm an incredibly powerful wizard, so I have earned my 2nd Z.
Oh, so you earned another. Got you. Okay.
Yes. In 1 or 2 more weeks. Next time you see me, in fact, I may have earned my 3rd.
Do you normally wear this get-up, this outfit?
Well, the product has become a bit more popular, and I needed a thing.
Why is the beard fake?
You would expect it from a wizard.
I'm fake? What are you talking about? He says, as he catches himself.
I don't know. The fake beard, the get-up. I think these are fake.
Well, a non-bean lever is not to be unexpected.
How about
Matt's
this?
gone.
I'll take these.
For podcast listeners, Matt's walked away. Improvised pun. Sorry.
Oh, God.
Matt's loving this. Leave yourself unmuted, mate. We want to hear your laughter.
I'm sorry, I don't want the audio listeners to see me laughing for like an hour straight.
But it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good about my improvisation.
That's good.
So, how much are these bad boys selling for?
Well, depends. We've recently unleashed the deluxe range.
And he puts the lid on the one cylinder and opens up another cylinder. And as you look inside, these ones are pulsing with multicolored RGB lighting.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So
There was some feedback
yes.
on the tradition on the original recipe that said
What was
that
the feedback?
well, some of the people were a bit disappointed in their special powers and said that the special powers were incredibly useful and very, very specific, but almost too specific, in fact.
So, could I actually take, if I have a bean from each, the deluxe and the common range, would I actually get both their benefits?
No, I'm very sorry. It unlocks a true power within you. The bean isn't the magic. The bean is the key. You are the magic.
Oh, so I can't have two beans.
Well, once you've unlocked your true potential, it doesn't go deeper than that. That's it. You've unlocked it.
What is the difference between the those pulsating beans and the other ones?
He points at the original recipe, shall we say.
1 silver piece,
And then he points at the deluxe.
1 gold piece.
Yep.
Yes, but what is the actual mechanical difference other than their cost?
If you wish really, really hard while eating one of the deluxe beans for a specific power, you might get it.
Oh, okay. Huh. What would you do if I offered to buy 5 beans? Can I get
I'd sell you 5
sort of like
beans.
but could I get like a bundle, sort of like, maybe like 20% off?
Oh, you're looking for the pod special.
And he reaches below and pulls out a large bean pod. And he opens it up, like, literally, I mean, it's like 30 centimeters long, and he opens it up like a chest, and inside there's 5 beans displayed. It's made of wood that he's painted green, and it's made to look like a bean pod, and he opens it up, and then there's these 5 individual beans nestled on little bits of hay to protect them as he opens it up and shows you.
Ah, yes, for a pod of the original recipe, 4 silver pieces.
And he closes it, and then pulls out,
I'm going to...
shining with golden light is a golden bean pod, and as he opens it up, the RGB inside, it's synchronized as it goes. It's like red as it moves across, followed by blue and green as the deluxe beans pulse in color as it goes along. It's actually like pulsing as it goes along, like it was like a rainbow moving across. He goes,
4 gold pieces.
and he closes it and puts it underneath.
Pretty good.
I'm gonna lean in and whisper to him. I'm going to lean in and whisper to him. How about you give me the gold pod for free? I might very well just cast Dispel Magic and completely ruin every bean you have.
Oh, what?
And I thought you would be supporting your local businesses. I would be reporting you to the guards immediately.
Oh. So you are... That was just me. I just wanted to see how you would react. You obviously take these beans very... You're sort of a bean fanatic. So it's...
My bean, the bean that I ate that unlocked my true power, was the power to sell magic beans. I take this very seriously.
Oh, wow.
So, I'm going to grab 1 gold bean, and then I'll take the pod of
Black's
regular
pod?
beans.
Oh, regular beans. Yes, of course. So that'll be 1 gold piece plus 4 silver pieces. 14 silver if you want.
Now, are you sure these are real?
Sir, would I lie to you about magic beans? Do I look like a has-been?
Oh,
No, you do not look like a has-been.
Make a deception check. He does. He's wearing a fake beard and shit robes.
I got a 14, actually. It's 5.
He believes you.
Perfect. How about I take these off your hands for half price, then?
How about I sell them to somebody who's willing to pay for true quality?
I look around. Is there anyone actually at his stall?
Not at the moment, but you can see there's a few people looking over in interest as you're talking to him.
Look, I'll be completely honest. I don't even know if these are real, but I like the novelty of them, so I'm willing to throw some cash to you, but not for that price.
I'm very sorry,
Maybe
sir.
come down a little bit.
I'm sorry, but
Meet me halfway.
Meet you halfway.
What type of businessman would you be if you didn't want to haggle?
For the purposes of this, I will remove 2 silver pieces from the price. You may purchase them for 1 gold piece and 2 silver pieces, but I cannot go any lower, sir. This is my livelihood.
I'll take that.
Okay, yeah. He passes over a deluxe bean and then passes over the green bean pod with the 5 regular original recipe beans inside of it. Yep. So you've got 6 beans total, 1 deluxe, pulsing RGB lights, and then pulsing rainbow lights.
Very good. Excellent.
Cool.
Lovely doing business with you. Remember, your power is yours. No exchanges, refunds, or necessary.
Thank you.
As he passes over the beans and the pod, you can see there is a tiny piece of paper with what looks to be maybe text scrawled on it, but so small and so tightly cramped, it is impossible to read.
Yeah.
Just trying to see if I have anything to see it. That's okay. I'll take that for now. I'll go back to the Nighthold.
Yeah, as you come back, the others are just finishing up with Howls Under the Earth. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to give to her, or are you guys all covered? Or was I too distracting with the bean merchant?
I did forget everything about after that happened.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Does Hal have one of those magnifying sort of glasses or something?
I thought you were going to say, has Hal got one of those magic beans?
She might.
Lose it.
Maybe.
If you guys haven't given Howl a magic bean, I will tell you right now, she would not be spending her money on the bean merchant. So she will not have a bean. Unless you've given her a bean, she won't have eaten one. No, she is. So most of her work is done pretty macro level. She's dealing with blacksmithing. If you wanted something like that, you'd probably be best to ask Griswold. As an artificer, he's more likely to have like a jeweler's magnifying glass, I think is what you're asking for, right? Like a
Yeah.
like a jeweler's monocle, essentially.
One, actually.
Yeah.
Always make them.
Yeah, always make one. Exactly right. Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Lockie,
Cool.
could you just quickly check out this fine print? Now, Mira, you've been here before, by the way, so have you seen these before when I showed the magic beans?
Oh, they're the beans.
You've seen the pod. The pod's new. The pod, the green painted wood pod's nice. The pulsating color bean, that's new as well. But the other ones look very familiar.
That's something I've never seen before, but...
Our chat's just named them RG beans. Yep,
RG
RG beans.
beans.
From now on, they're called RG beans.
I give out the beans to everyone.
Okay. Which beans do you give out?
So I give out just the regular pod. So one to
Regular
Yervith,
bean.
one to Lockie, one to Shana, one to Mira.
Mira, you know there's no point you having one.
I can't have one again. I've already unlocked my superpower.
Well, I'll take that back, and I give it to Hal.
Howls looks and goes,
What is this? This looks suspicious. Why is it multicolored?
Yeah.
I'm not giving it the multicolored one.
no,
That's-
they're
I'm
all the
keeping that
rainbow
one.
coloured ones. Remember, not the pulsating light one. They're all
right.
rainbow coloured.
Why is this multicolored? I do not eat many vegetables, mostly fish and meat, but I am pretty confident that this is not supposed to be this color. They are supposed to be green, yes?
Well, it could very well be a bean from overseas. I really don't know. Just eat up and just enjoy the ride. I have no idea what they
pretty
do.
confident I'm an obligate carnivore. I do not think I can consume this.
It's
she will anyway,
fine.
if you
And
tell
I
her to.
pull out
Yeah.
some of my rations
Cool.
and I jam it in chicken, like giving it to her. Like, here you go. Enjoy.
That's like a medicine.
You just shove it into some chicken. She'll take it. All right, perfect. I need everybody who is consuming a bean to roll me a D100, and we will discuss the results.
Oh man, I love the beans. I had to do this. I knew what they did,
love
but
the beans.
Illyrian didn't.
18 for Yervith. Nice. All right, Yervith, we'll do yours in a second. I'll just get everyone's numbers and then we'll do them all. Just to see if you get the same one. 17 for Lockie. Okay, nice.
Wow.
And while he's like chewing or whatever it is he's doing, he's gonna like start like fiddling with the side, and he's gonna be like,
Oh, wow.
Oh.
For podcast listeners, Michael is wearing,
Oh my
is that
god!
like a magnifying headset?
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
That's so cool.
It's,
"Antimonies."
that's fantastic.
Amazing.
Okay, so we've got 18, 17. Jin, would you like to roll me a D100 when you get a chance? And I will roll
so
Shana's
I
when Ali's back.
Yeah, I haven't done mine yet. I don't know whether or not to have the bean or the pulsating bean.
Oh, okay. In that case, then I'll do a D100 for Hal, and we will do Hal's 4.
And
Okay.
when I see, what
happens? So you're using these guys as guinea
again.
pigs. Okay.
Well, yeah. Actually, no. I'm not going to do it now. I'll keep one bean for myself and one pulsating bean for now. And these
would know
four
Leosin-
can all.
Oh, you wouldn't know. Leosin has also had a bean already.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
that's fine. wanna see what happens with
Leosin
these
learned
guys.
cartography, I believe, and that's actually
Yeah,
why
he did.
that's why
Yeah.
he's become the cartographer.
That's why he's
Okay,
shit.
so let's do.
No, these beans are actually decent.
This
They're
was
not bad.
ages ago. My god, this is like second.
Wow.
Because
Fifth or
my
sixth
previous
episode.
character, Emmerich, did this and became like a master of agriculture.
Yeah.
Oh
It
wow.
doesn't really suit his character at all, but he
Um,
knew how
alright.
to do it.
Let's
That's
do
amazing.
Hal's first. Hal's, as she eats this, pauses, looks up, a bit confused, and then goes, I speak Dwarvish now.
I mean, that's very handy because their clientele.
What is this? What is this
Wait.
witchcraft?
You could never speak Dwarvish before.
I knew occasional words that I needed to know for business. I am now fluent in Dwarvish.
Does
That's
anyone
very
actually know
useful.
Dwarvish here? Talk to her, see what they say.
Yervith will start speaking Dwarvish to House. I'll be like, so you understand what I'm saying then? And like, Dwarvish.
She responds in perfect Dwarvish.
Yes, I do. This is very strange.
Yeah. Very unusual.
Well, this could actually be perfect. Your blacksmith and dwarves have such a monopoly on it. Perfect.
Might be able to muscle in on the market. I say back
Yes.
to House in perfect Dwarvish.
Yes, that is a good point. Sometimes when I go to buy my supplies, I hear them talking in Dwarvish and I do not know what they say. And sometimes I wonder if they're ripping me off. Now I know. This could be very useful.
Now you know.
Would be useful.
Alrighty.
Well, you know.
Lockie and Yervith. Who would like to go first out of you two?
Oh, Lockie can go first.
Okay, Lockie. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Yervith, yours is good too. Okay. Okay.
Amazing.
Lockie. You know the Kama Sutra.
What?
Okay.
Lockie. You now know.
69, guys.
Episode
Oh my
69. Man, you can't make this. You can't make this stuff up.
What the fuck?
You can't make this stuff up. Lockie, you have become an expert on animal husbandry.
Nice.
I thought I'd just fake him out with the Kama Sutra. I couldn't resist. Yeah, you become an expert on animal husbandry. You now understand everything there is to know about breeding pure lines of different stock animals. Just stock animals. No dogs, no cats, only stock animals. Horses, pigs, cattle, geese, and chickens. Okay.
That's
And
amazing.
goats. I should add goats too. Thank you. So you now know animal husbandry. Yervith.
Oh my.
Okay. Yervith, at first you don't feel anything. You feel fairly normal and nothing's really changed. And then
Yeah.
suddenly you feel this warmth within you, this strange wellspring of power yet untapped. And as the bean unlocks it, you feel this energy pushing throughout your veins, pushing throughout your body. And as you open your eyes, Yervith, your fingers feel more nimble, more quick. You have gained proficiency or I should say, you have gained a climbing speed.
Oh,
As
shit.
you have gained climbing. You are now a proficient
Whoa.
climber. As knowledge
so
of
good.
rock climbing. Yeah, it's a good one. Knowledge
a real
of
good
rock
one.
climbing has
Well, that
flooded your
means
knowledge.
But
What was
this
that,
means
sorry?
I'll never need rope trick again.
Climb up. Climb up. What?
Yervith, you may add to your character sheet, or I will later. You have
Holy
a
shit.
20-foot climbing speed.
Oh wow,
Whoa!
that's awesome.
What? Oh, that's amazing.
Cool.
That's the coolest thing ever. All right.
A decently good one. Yeah. So
Yeah,
the pattern
that's
for the
awesome.
good ones. The pattern for the good ones. Oh, no, I'm not going to say. No, I'm not going to say. Never mind. Pattern for the good. There is a
It's
pattern for the
not.
good ones on every number. So it's a repeating number pattern. That is a good one. It's a really good one.
That's a
The
really
one
cool
after that, the next one along, is even better. It would have been for Yervith. It would have been even better. But that's still pretty good. I'm still pretty happy with that. That's pretty
Yeah, that's
amazing.
awesome.
So,
Jin.
if I eat the pulsating bean that costs
Yeah.
me gold, how does that actually work at a game?
So you were told by the bean merchant, if you wish really, really hard for something, you might get it.
I don't even know what it'd be.
So out of game, how that works is you tell me what you would like. So a language, a skill, a proficiency. You tell me what you would like, and then we're going to roll the dice to see if you get it. That's how the deluxe bean works.
Oh wow, okay. I don't even know what I would want.
And there's different tiers for percentage. So it's a D100 dice, and it's a percentile dice to see if you get it. And there's different tiers. So like a language, 20% fail rate, so 80% success rate. And then as it goes up in thing, it gets more and more hard to get that. And then if you don't get it, it's a random roll. So you get a random power like everyone else.
Oh man.
Yeah, deluxe beans are good.
Oh, I don't even know what I would want. I seriously am blanking out.
Do you want some examples?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So there's one here that increases your movement speed. There's one here that gives you proficiency in initiative. So you get to
Oh, that is good.
you get to increase your initiative. Essentially, you get to add your proficiency bonus to your initiative rolls. There is one here. All the ability checks and things like that you can gain proficiency in. Then there's also useless knowledge ones. For example, things like animal husbandry.
Nice.
There are, and also like calligraphy and things like that. The other farm one that you got. What was your original one for Emmerich? It was
I think it was like irrigation or something.
irrigation
actually.
harvesting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've just found it. I can see it on the list now. So there's a whole bunch of different ones that you can get.
Is
Ranging
there anything
from
that stands? Is there anything that stands out for Jin's character?
there is one here that gives you the ability to mimic voices that you've heard. If you've heard them for more than a minute speaking, you can mimic their voice with a
that's not
performance
too-
check.
I'm actually not too fussed with that one, I think, because I get that from my feet.
You've got the active feat, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's
it's like
exactly the same thing.
it's a less good version of the active feat, to be honest.
I
'Cause
think
you don't get double proficiency.
I think I'm gonna actually try and go for the proficiency. I can't even say it. The initiative one.
The initiative? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, nice.
That is one of the harder ones. I need you to roll me a D100. You need to get above 80.
We'll give it a go. If not, then I get a random one. It's fun.
Exactly. You get a random one.
Yeah.
64.
All right. Do you want me to take that as your random roll, or do you want to roll again for a random one? I'm not gonna. No hints from me. I'm still facing you.
How's that one look?
I'm not looking at it so that I don't react, so that you don't know. But I'm not even looking at the list. I've switched tabs. As soon as I saw you roll, I switched to
Let's just do that one.
Beautiful. Let's have a look. Okay. Okay. Do you speak Primordial?
No.
You now speak it. You now speak Primordial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I speak primordial too.
I sort of, as I eat the bean, I would burp, and then like my burp, and then I sort of say something, but then I say it in primordial. So like, oh fuck me, that had a bit of an aftertaste.
Yervith, you hear him
But I
speak
say
in primordial.
in primordial.
Yeah. I take a double glance. I'm like, what? Jin?
What?
Say that again?
What? And then as I sort of like sit there and I'm like taking it in, I notice that I'm speaking something else. It's more guttural. Like, how would you describe primordial? It's like very.
Oh
like,
yeah, it's elder
Yeah,
speak.
Elder
Cthulhu
speak,
Fatagan. It's elder speak essentially. Lockie, I should say as well, given your knowledge of animal husbandry and your intimate knowledge of livestock, I am very tempted to give you proficiency in land vehicles, just because you were the only one who got unlucky with your roll. Everyone else got
It
fairly
kind of
good
makes
ones.
sense.
Are you happy to
Nice.
take proficiency in land vehicles, given that you have now gained knowledge of animals, intimate knowledge of animals?
Yes, I will absolutely do that. And I'll also say that, Jin, did you speak words? Because that sounded like a mating call of a.
You've earned the land vehicle proficiency. That's your reward for that joke.
What?
Oh
Yeah,
my
I don't
God.
think I did.
I just sort of talk back to Jin and just say, yes, you're speaking the elder language. I say that in primordial. That's unusual.
Yervith,
Oh.
how can you speak so many languages? In another life, you would have been an excellent diplomat.
I've traveled this world far and wide in my time. There's a lot to me that you don't know.
I would also say, as an archaeologist,
Really?
as an explorer and archaeologist, Yervith would need to know how to speak a lot of these dead languages. So, from a character standpoint, when he was sort of presenting it, I was like, it makes perfect sense. You would speak all these weird languages.
Oh, his archaeology background.
Nah, it's
Not specifically, but he was with the
traveler.
Oxenfurt. Yeah, and he was with the Oxenfurt the Oxenfurt Historical Society. So he was like more like a ranger for the archaeologists. So you pick up stuff here and there, definitely. I mean, the archaeologists are they're not Indiana Jones, right? They're very nerdy, scholarly types who need protection going into these tombs, who like wouldn't know a spike trap from a rolling ball pit and things like that. So you need to be there to help them out and keep them alive. So yeah, you spend a lot of time in tombs and in forgotten places of the world and assisting. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me for you to have that proficiency. But yeah.
I'm going to give my last remaining bean to Griswold.
Whoa. Okay, as Griswold sort of comes downstairs, gives you all a bit of a wave, you hand over a bean. He looks at you and goes,
What do you want me to do with this?
oh, sorry, that's not his voice. What was his voice again?
No, what do you want me to do with this? What is this? What do you want?
You could definitely eat it. It's given us all interesting abilities. I
He
was never able
focuses
to
really
speak,
close.
and I start speaking primordial. I was never able to speak this, but now I can.
Very good, very good. Let me have a closer look at this. Oh, wow, yeah, these are cursed. Wow, yeah, amazing.
Curse.
Oh, yes, these are cursed beans.
Were they? What's the curse?
Oh, dear. You haven't eaten any, have you?
As he looks over at each
We
of
all.
you.
No. But it'd be great to know what they do.
It's probably best if you all sit down.
Directs you over to a couch and begins patting very gently on the seat
Fuck's
of the
sake.
couch in his tiny gnome form.
Oh,
I knew that was
no.
too good to be true.
Yes, I'm very sorry, but you've only got a few hours left to live.
Wait, but Mira ate one of these like 3 months ago, and she's not dead.
Did she?
He takes a close look.
Oh, sorry. I still had identify going on the item upstairs. My apologies.
You bastard.
What?
What?
As a ring I found. I haven't put it on. It's yes, don't put it on. don't put it on.
Yeah,
no,
I still
looks-
say that back to him. Don't put it on, Griswold. Don't do that.
No,
Doesn't
don't
sound
put it
healthy
on.
at all.
So-
yes.
The bean. Is
Yes, sorry.
cursed.
Sorry, yes. Sorry, no, not cursed. Very strange enchantment. These are extra planar. They're not from this plane. Wonder how they came here. Very odd.
That wizard, the wizard with 2 Z's.
I know which plane they're from.
The fool who stands outside shouting about being a has-been and throws beans at people.
He's a has-been, yes.
He's not a
And
real
he
wizard, though.
provided
He
me
spelt
this
it wrong.
bean.
Can't be a real wizard.
I
Spelled with one
pointed
Z.
that out, but he said he earned the extra Z.
I'm sure he did.
Looks sort of a bit confused.
Well, do you mind if I keep this for study? Extraplanar magic is very rare on Nostea, obviously, since
Well,
the giants disappeared. And this has
It is
been
actually
transported here.
yours.
You
It's
don't
yours.
really
I
eat this.
gave
Surely
it
you don't
to
expect me to eat this, though, do you?
I can talk primordial now. I wasn't able to do that before.
Did anyone else get something strange and unnatural happen to them?
Look,
Perhaps you grow a
Yervith can
tail.
climb up the wall now.
Yeah, I start like climbing up a wall, like testing out my hands, and I'm just like,
Like Spider-Man.
So just to clarify, he's not a gecko. He's not Spider-Man. As long as there are handholds and it is a surface that is climbable, you can climb it.
Okay.
Yeah,
is there a like hobbly looking wall at all?
the outside of the building's brick.
Purchase?
Yeah. Think of yourself. So you have it's when you gain the climbing speed, it's essentially you've gained the knowledge of a rock climber and the knowledge and skills of a rock climber. That's essentially what it is. Like it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So originally this wasn't obviously this table I'm using wasn't designed for D&D.
Sure.
I'm adapting this for D&D. This table of
No,
random
that's fine.
effects. So it
But
just says
I
like you.
I would
Yeah,
still
go
be looking at walls with like this newfound interest and being like,
Oh yeah.
I wonder if I can climb them. Like that's because that's what rock climbers would do.
You feel the answer. The answer is yes. Most times, most walls you look at, you're like, yeah, I could do that. I could do that. I could climb that.
You
Bit of chalk.
That thing after you play a lot
Already.
of Assassin's Creed where you're like,
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what? Think about it as less Assassin's Creed, maybe more Breath of the Wild, right? Every surface is potentially climbable, but some of them are slippery and it's going to be hard to pull yourself up. It's going to require a lot of stamina. So think about it that way. So it's
Yeah, that's cool.
like the world of possibility of climbing's opened up to you. Yeah, Griswold, so any other unnatural things? And Yervith begins climbing up the side of the building.
Oh, he couldn't do that before.
Well, not to that expertise.
It's very impressive.
I probably could, but it's easier now. And I just keep.
Quick flex, carry on climbing.
So,
I'm torn. I could study this or I could.
Pops it in his mouth and eats it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
He pauses for a moment.
I mean, you could have studied it and then eaten it.
Well, you pointed out that there's a man selling them on the side of the street, and I'm assuming this wasn't too much expense. Just could buy some more
That's
from him.
fair.
It's a bit nutty, isn't it? Oh, wow. Oh, dear. Well, that's very curious.
Would someone like to roll me a D100 for Griswold? I'm not going to roll it. I think it should be fun for one of you guys to roll it. Who wants to? Claire, you didn't get to roll for yourself. Would you like to roll for Griswold?
I can roll it.
Okay.
You could please get a 90. Yeah, Lockie's on it. I saw your comment. You figured out the
25.
25. Okay, no, 25 is an interesting one. The 25, 50, 75, and 100. So, yeah, are all interesting ones.
Oh,
Huh, okay. Yeah, he sort of looks a bit... Shit. Wish there was a better number. He sort of looks a bit disappointed. Looks up and goes,
Well, I already knew how to do calligraphy.
25 is the one you must have gotten.
Should I reroll?
Do you want to re-roll? Because we've already had 25?
Yeah.
Go on. I'll allow a re-roll. Go on.
Reroll.
I'll allow a re-roll. 54, let's have a look.
That's a new one. I get the same one twice. Must be my.
What are the chances? Yeah. Oh, do you know what? Because I have added and changed this, it might not have been the exact same number. I've adapted this since you guys first did it because some of them were doubled up, and I thought of new ones to add onto the list since then. So it might be that you hadn't rolled that exact number because I've changed some of the numbers around. 54. Okay. Yeah. Griswold nods, looks very pensive, and goes,
I can blow glass now. That might come in handy. I do a lot of chemistry and alchemical work. I can now blow my own glass.
That's
Perfect.
And also quite beautiful if you do it well.
Yes, I've got knowledge of many
And-
sculptures and different types and
If you
colours as well.
have the yes, you can sell this and we can start making some gold.
You think I have time for that, boy? Absolutely not. I'm going to blow the most impressive piece of chemical equipment you've ever seen in your goddamn life, and I'm going to do more chemistry.
Ah,
Oh my
perfect.
gosh. Oh my gosh, the artificer and me, the other artificer, is like,
I will. Before we depart with Griswold, I'm gonna. Griswold, nice to meet you. My name is Illyrian. I haven't actually introduced myself.
Nice to meet you.
I heard that you're a bit of a whiz with the arcane. I have these, and I show them the absorb elements spell crystals. I only have 2 left. Do you think you could potentially make some more for me to use to have?
Have a look.
takes off your hands, casts Identify as he looks over it.
Ah, yes, a fairly simple enchantment. The gemstone is the most expensive part, and I'll need to spend some time creating them. If you could acquire some gemstones, anything could do, rubies, sapphires, aquamarine, just as long as it's a sufficient size to be worth around about 75 to 100 gold pieces.
Whoa.
These are quite valuable.
We
Hard to rest.
actually... Oh no, I gave those gems back to Rathator.
You did, because he was
so I
going to
don't have
kill you
them.
otherwise.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I'll keep that in mind. So how much, Owen? How much do they cost?
75 to 100 gold pieces. A gemstone worth approximately in that ballpark range. Because obviously the
How
gemstones,
many
it's
would
hard
that-
to get. It's however many you want to make. He can create that 75 to 100 each. He can create as many gemstones, enchant
I'd
as many
love
as
some
you
of those. That would be great.
Oh, so for that amount, I could have could get a bunch.
Oh, sorry, no. So for each one, you'll need a gemstone because he enchants the gemstone, and the gemstone holds the
Gotcha.
magic, and then shatters upon use to activate the magic. So it'll be 75 to 100 per absorb elements crystal you want to create as he creates this enchantment.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just gonna come back from outside and.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello, young man. Would you like a sweetie?
And he pulls out of his pouch a little boiled sweet that he hands to you.
Are they like old and manky? Like
No.
old people
They're in a
give
little
out?
tin with his initials stamped on the top, and they're pristine. Hands you a strawberry flavored one. It looks like a small strawberry Yervith.
Oh, thank you. I take it.
Yep.
I've had a lot of strange, small objects today. This is more than I'm used to. But I did need your help, Griswold. And I pull out the potion that I haven't figured out what it is yet. But I don't know what it is.
Ah, yes. Let me have a look at that.
I was just wondering what this is exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. He pulls it open, has a bit of a look over it. Now, God, let me see if I can find the notes where I wrote down what this was. Did I tell you what it was at the time?
No,
I've been
I have
too
it in my
busy.
inventory as a potion of healing, but it probably isn't that.
Let me see if I've got it in my notes.
Oh, that's right. The sus potion of healing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, no, I found it. I found it.
Don't drink this.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what it was. That's why I wanted to check.
See, the
first.
trick is, often people disguise potions of poisons.
And he gives it a shake.
It's potions of healing, but if you have a look,
And he tips it upside down, and then you watch as the bubbles form a tiny skull before dissipating back into bubbles again.
That's
Yes,
rather
don't drink this.
dramatic.
yes, don't drink this.
Could he coat his weapons in it?
No, it's an ingestible poison. Unfortunately, it's not a toxin, it's
Ah.
poison. You need someone to drink it. But if you gave it to someone and they thought it was a health potion,
I look at Jin and go, this might be more up your alley. You're all about the espionage.
you could also put it up someone's alley. That would work too. As long as it gets into the digestive system, problem solved.
Griswold, what would this
Sorry.
particular poison do once ingested?
Yes, it'll sap away their strength and poison them.
It won't kill them.
Well, it depends how healthy they are, isn't it? If you gave this to that wizard outside, he looks like a bit of a stick of a man. He might not survive the experience.
What happens if I only gave them a drop?
Well, curious. I don't think much would happen. It needs to be quite a large dose of the potion. This is one dose, it looks like. You need to drink
What if I
everything,
gave
or
them
most
half
of
a
it.
dose? What would that do?
I'm not too sure. Possibly nothing, maybe a weakened effect. Hard to say. This type of magic
I
and
don't
alchemy
want
tends to
to-
be a bit unstable.
I don't want to kill someone with this.
Well, it might not kill them.
But it may
It
kill
might,
them
though. Yes.
as
Oh, no,
well.
it might, though. No, keep that in mind. It might do that. But it might not. But it has the potential.
It depends when you give it to them. Usually, if you're giving someone a health potion, they usually need it. So
Yes.
might be
That's a very good point.
What
Yes,
happens if
I would
like,
mark this,
sprinkled
Actually, he
this?
pulls out a bit of tape, slams it on, and begins writing on it like, do not drink.
It just looks too similar to a health potion. In the moment, you might find the adrenaline kicks in and you grab the wrong vial. I think it's important that you don't grab the wrong vial with this one.
It's okay. I'll take it. I might use half of it on a dosage or something, on like something we need to get past or someone. Offer them a bowl of like nachos or something. Sprinkle half of
What are
this. and maybe
nachos?
I sort of like Oh, that is something we have in Palin.
Yeah, Palin University food. Yeah. Bard's College University food. Yeah.
It's all I probably ever did when I was in
Toasted
school.
wheat chips, toasted corn chips, I should say, not wheat chips. Toasted corn chips, freshly ground salsa. A bit of,
Oh, well,
chili.
I would definitely like.
Yeah.
I would definitely like.
Jalapenos are
skip
super
class.
possible. You just need corn and tomatoes
I would
and
definitely-
avocado.
Yeah, I would definitely skip class and grab
Yeah.
a bunch of nachos and probably
Yeah,
watch like
absolutely.
a local play, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
technically like a movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. For the Bard's College, like the movies that you go watch are plays, like they're actual like theatre productions that you go and watch. And, and it's like sometimes like midnight screenings. Like they'll have like a midnight performance to start the season off, and you'll go and visit dressed up as your favorite characters from the previous play, and yeah, you get really into it.
Basically, I'm going to take this bottle. I'm going to hopefully use it
Yep.
to give someone basically like the next day after they've eaten Taco Bell.
Write down potion of poison for me. It is a potion of poison. As you sort of like take it, he goes,
Did you say sprinkle it over food? I'm not sure that would work as well. It's best to be drunk. If you could hide it in wine or some other alcohol, alcohol will act as a... it won't dilute it. It'll act as not an emulsifying agent, more like a... how to describe the word I'm looking for?
I've genuinely blanked on it. What's the word I'm looking for when you... Not a dilutant, when it's... when it holds it in place. What was that? Sorry.
Suspension, thank you. A suspending agent, yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
You're very welcome.
I mean, I'm going to
Thank
do
you,
half
Lockie,
of
yes.
this, so I don't want to kill them, so...
Well, it might
Two
not kill them.
doses, just... I'm not doing a full dose.
Old or frail, young, potentially avoid those. They tend to be a bit more fragile.
Uh-huh. I'll just take it anyway and see what happens.
It might come in handy.
Exactly.
Indeed.
As Griswold's sort of finishing up, Azure walks into the room with Elia behind him. Mira, you've seen Elia before, but I think this is the first time the rest of you are seeing Elia. The woman standing before you looks... Yeah, I don't think you guys have seen Elia before. The woman standing before you is this beautiful silver dragonborn. Her long, flowing sort of like frill has been tied back and braided with some jewelry across it. You can see that the two sort of horns rising from the tip of her snout have what look to be almost rings embedded onto the protrusions, dressed in these beautiful flowing robes that seem almost to hide underneath what looks to be some sort of very like a tight armored bodysuit almost, but underneath these flowing robes to kind of disguise it a bit. Mira, you would know this is very typical Veloxer garb, where you have the robes on the outside to disperse the heat, and then underneath you have protective garb to keep you safe from the dangers of the desert. Dragon politics can be a bit intense, so always good to have protection. As she strides into the room. No, not like that. Not like that. That was you and not me. That was all you. I wasn't meaning that at all. That was all you filthy man.
Episode 69.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Regrets.
Going
Calling it a dangerous game too might not have been the best choice either, but I'm sticking with it. I'm committed now. As she steps into the room, she gives a big warm smile to Mira and a much sort of like still a warm, polite smile, but it does fall a teensy bit as she looks over at the rest of you.
Hello. I am Elia. We have a guest! It's Elia!
Azure says like a second after her as he points towards her.
Oh, yes, thanks, Azure. Please, I'd love to have a chat if you've got some time. I'm sorry I didn't send an emissary ahead or a messenger ahead. I believe it's rather urgent. A friend of yours came and met me at the embassy only a few hours ago. Orathator?
Oh.
Yeah.
He's more of an ally than a friend.
Yes. Is there somewhere private we can talk? Or is...
Azure goes,
I've soundproofed every wall of this place. And, well, I say I did. I commissioned Griswold too. This is once I close those doors, no one will overhear what you're saying. I promise. It's magnificent. Oh,
Does that mean? But we heard an explosion from here before. Are you sure it's 100%?
Can I inside check it?
The windows were open. That was my bad.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you need to close up
The
the windows and doors. Apparently the runes need to touch to activate the enchantment.
Okay. Yes. And shall we get some refreshments as well?
Yeah. Maybe we should shut the blinds too. I don't want anyone.
Oh yes, yes. I mean, you can. Yes, absolutely. And I can fetch some refreshments if you like. I could do that. Zua says, like, sort of a bit stoked.
Very good.
Excellent. Well, I'll be right back. He goes to leave the room, turns around, quickly closes the windows, and then goes and leaves the room and closes the door. Elia sort of looks over and goes, just in case I might. She focuses, and then as she pulls her hands apart, this light forms between her fingers and stretches out, passes through you harmlessly, forming a cage of light around you that then disappears. I've cast a spell that will keep us from being overheard, a code of silence, so you can speak.
Wonderful.
Please. I have some questions about Orathator. Yes. What did you tell him we were trying to do, Mira?
Oh. Well, first of all, what happened was that he nearly killed us. But basically, I think he doesn't like being under the sway of the cult. So I basically told him, yes, that he didn't need to be if he didn't follow them and followed us instead. Yes.
Right, okay.
But I think he's interpreted that as something else, potentially.
Well, not exactly. What you've said is very similar to what he said to me. My only concern is that he's still convinced the plan is to bring Tiamat into the world. I hope that's not the goal now, Mira.
No. We said that there was definitely alternatives to that.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
He also said that you were the Avatar of Tiamat. That's a bit of a concerning statement.
That's a new revelation.
Well, that is neither proven nor disproven, but it is something that we talked about last time, and she'll just tap the eye. Implications, I think Orathator gets a little bit ahead of himself, potentially.
Right,
Well,
okay.
we've only known about it for a couple of days. So.
Known that she was an Avatar of Tiamat?
No, I mean, Orathator's only been in our company for a short while.
Okay. Right. Well, yes. Well, I was hoping to meet with you under slightly better circumstances. I have some good news. The Council of Palin meeting, Council of Oxenfurt meeting, sorry, is tomorrow. I am going to attend and talk about what's going on in Philoxer. I think it would be good if you could help provide some background to your peers who might not fully understand Dragonborn politics.
Yes. Well, I'm glad that you're going to be there, because last time we talked to them...
It went fantastically.
No, Lockie.
Oh,
We told the truth.
You told the truth, yes, and that's exactly the problem, because you don't do that in politics.
is there something I should know about? What happened?
Well, last time, how have we described this, Jin?
It was rather interesting for me, actually.
Yes.
I disguised myself as a guard and just saw everything play out, and then...
Yes, you had the fly on the wall experience. I was right in the middle of that awkwardness.
Yeah, that was super awkward. Then I came in, and through my dazzling charm, I was able to turn the tides, and... Yes, it was a resounding victory for us in
Seems
that
like that
ballroom
group
right there.
member that comes in at the last second after everyone else has done all the work and takes the credit for it.
Yes, the A+ on the group.
Not how I remember it. I remember that they asked us questions, and we answered them. They seemed to react a little heightened stress to some of the answers we gave, but I believe we had a good discussion. Lively.
Lockie does believe that.
I do know that there was one at that council that gave me pause. I'm going back into my notes, and I think Duke Dagalt Neverember is who I'm thinking of.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, Duke Dagalt Netherember. He was... Something was off about him. We attempted to try and give him as least amount of power as he could get, but he was pushing very hard. And I remember there was rumors at the time, mistreatment of dock workers, workers disappearing.
Wasn't he the one concerned with all the gold, like his gold?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
I mean, so a real politician, right?
Yes, he was.
Yes, corrupt to the core.
They are split, and I think that the idea tomorrow is that we can unify them against the cult by offering them an alternative to, well, frankly, last time we didn't really know what we were doing. So
Okay, well, that's good. I'm probably going to be throwing a bit of a spanner in the works then.
Oh,
I'm actually, yes, apologies. I'm actually going to be requesting some representatives travel with me to the continent of Chiari, to Veluxor, the Dragonborn capital. And I was hoping it might be you five.
Oh. Yes, well, if you think we could help there.
Oh yes, absolutely. I fear that the cult's influence has grown quite rapidly there. As you remember the book that was recently published, this Memoirs of the Chromatic Queen, apparently penned by Tiamat's own hand, has riled a lot of Dragonborns and dragons up. I find the discovery and publication of this book, the timing seems too coincidental to be anything other than a ploy to gain favor, to gain members and power for the cult, but I'm hoping that we can start to sway some of the people's minds and hearts back to where they belong, back to this world. The gods left for a reason, that those powers were too great to be unleashed upon the world. The gods knew this. That's why they stepped back. The Celestials and the Prime Deities stepped back after the ruin. After the betrayer gods were banished, they've taken a more distant view, choose to act through others now. To have one of the Celestials, one of the betrayer gods unleashed, that power, it'll just be chaos. Regardless of whether or not this book contains any truth, if Tiamat was set up for the fall, if she is not the destructive force that's believed, I still think her presence here would cause chaos. Maybe she shouldn't be imprisoned in the Nine Hells. But she shouldn't be here either. And I really don't think this is something that we can decide. It's not for us to make these decisions. This is the gods' will, the gods' work. I think for us to interfere is wrong. And that's the message I'm hoping to convey, to sway people's minds and hearts back. My concern is that if I put forward your names in the meeting tomorrow, you will be dismissed outright. That is how the game of politics works, is it not, Mira? You play one hand just to have it knocked back, to allow a second hand to come through. So I am not going to propose your names, even though I would have you be the ones to make the journey with me. I'm actually not going to propose any names. I'm hoping that the council will come to you naturally, suggest you organically. But if you have any connections, any people that you could contact who might be of service, who could suggest you in a way that doesn't seem suspicious, suggests collusion, I suggest you contact those people. Are there any sympathetic to your cause who would be present in such a meeting? You mentioned one, Dagalt Neverember sounds like not one of those allies. I too have heard concerning rumours about workers that work for his various companies and holdings disappearing. Vast amounts of weapons and arms being promised to various cities along the coast, but ships never arriving. He claims pirates attacking, but I have a theory, a suspicion that he's supplying our enemies with these weapons, providing arms to both sides of the conflict.
He doesn't sound like someone who should be left around too long.
Well, That's the question. How does one dispose of a man as powerful as Duke Neverember? He has controlling interests in about 40% of all businesses here in Oxenfurt alone, let alone the Hale in the capital and down the east coast of Oceania. If he were to meet an untimely end, the perpetrators would be brought to swift justice, trust me. There would be no hiding, escape from that.
There are many ways to destroy a man.
There are. Excellent, Mira. You haven't forgotten my lessons after all. There are. And those ways can be far more consequential than killing someone. In fact, you can destroy someone so entirely while leaving them alive that people forget their legacy, that people despise them. That is how you destroy someone. And that's what we're going to need to do Dagold Neverember if we wish to succeed. Potentially. I'm not yet convinced of his guilt. As I said, I have only speculation and rumors. But what I have heard does concern me.
Well, in any case, he won't support our cause. We already know that. So if we can discredit him, that would sway the other members to our side.
Well, I think this might be a good use of my talents. Maybe I can infiltrate some of the dock workers, some of those sort of crews, and find out things, discover things about the true goings-ons.
Absolutely. I think that is absolutely what needs to happen. I was in fact hoping that once we return from Veloxer, once we return from continent of Chiari, perhaps all of you could be persuaded to partake in this undercover mission. I understand you have an artificer here who could produce some enchantments that could disguise you.
Absolutely. I'm also very sneaky.
She looks over at you as your clockwork at all times, yeah.
Yes, I'm sure.
She nods very enthusiastically. You can insight check Mira, of course you can.
No, she wouldn't.
It's been a long time since I've been in the city. I don't like cities that much. I find them very claustrophobic, but I may have something here. I need to go onto the streets and see if I can recognize any of the older people.
As you speak up, Yervith, she has a look at you, squints and does a double take and looks close. She reaches out one of her large clawed hands to take yours. Just holds her claw out. May I hold your hand for a moment, Yervith?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Reach out a hand and place it in her hand. She places the other clawed fist on top and then looks you deep in the eyes. As you look into her eyes, you see at first this sort of silver and black eyes, and then you begin to see a little bit past them. Ilya, as she's introduced herself, is old. Very old. She has seen cities rise and fall. She has seen mountains crumble. She is not what you see before you. She is something far older, something far more ancient.
Wow.
Something draconic. And you feel... I think, Mira, you have... No, you haven't shared with them. No, you haven't. Okay, cool. Yeah, but you start to get this feeling. And as you do so, your draconic spirit reacts as she looks into your eyes. And your drake manifests itself in front of you and growls, not menacingly, but warningly, as it feels this sort of presence as she begins sort of like looking deep into your eyes and reacts to this presence and manifests itself without you using a spell slot. Manifests itself. Yep, you don't have to take it off.
Okay.
She immediately lets go and sort of sits back and looks and goes, I'm sorry, little one. In Draconic, she says, I'm sorry, little one. I wasn't certain. I thought I sensed something. I mean no harm to you or your bonded soul. Please, depart in peace. She bows very deeply. The Draconic spirit stops growling, looks back up at you, Yervith, sort of just to make sure you're okay.
I give it a little nod.
And it vanishes, sort of dissipating back into mist.
This is... How long has this been happening?
You mean the little one?
Yes, the little one, yes.
Back to common speak, so everyone's included. Oh, you all speak Draconic anyway.
We all speak to
We
Yeah.
do.
She switches back to common because she doesn't know you all speak Draconic.
Yeah. It's a recent addition. We had some expeditions in the north, and well, it ended in me gaining some draconic abilities.
Orathator mentioned that when the horn was stabbed, there were some unintended consequences. He said that it had awakened something old. He didn't go into much more detail. I had more pressing questions about his involvement with the cult and the Avatar of Tiamat stuff. She again, look, there's this moment of panic as she says that, and then just like moves on, not really knowing how to deal with that. Yes. This is very old. You are a Drake Ward, a creature bound to a draconic spirit forever. You are essentially a precursor to the Dragonborns in a way.
Oh,
In a way,
really?
yes. Dragonborns were created by the dragons to serve them, but they were a copy, an attempt to replicate something far older, a time when humanoid races and dragons created bonds. Dragon riders. This is something very similar, something akin to that.
I don't fully understand. It's all so new to me. I'm still learning what that means, what that is.
The Dragon Riders were powerful. They were, in a way, the law keepers of Nostea for many hundreds of years. This is the time before humans arrived. This is the time of elves and dwarves. Only elves were Dragon Riders during this time. And then, during the first of the Dragon Giant Wars, the elves and dragons, bonds started forming to protect them, providing power. They were very powerful. Then, their power created something or led to some downfall. This is before my time, you understand. I was still a hatchling at this point. I was not the wise creature you see before you. Then, that power ended. Something about it broke. There have been no Drake Wardens since. Until now. Something fundamental has changed. The power's been repaired, but changed. You've not formed a bond with a living dragon. You've formed a bond with the spirit of a dragon. Something very strange. I must speak with the elders about this. When you come to Veloxur, if you come to Veloxur, I would present you to the Council of Five, the 5 Elder Dragons, if you would permit.
Of course, I believe
plan
that
was-
is only natural, given grounded circumstances.
My plan was to have all of you speak to the Council of Five. Mira, obviously, you've spoken with them before, and I thought your interview went really well. I know you were nervous, but you did a really good job.
Well, thank you. Yeah, well, yes. Look, I don't interview well, but my resume looks good. Let that take me through. Yeah.
Yes, if you would permit, I think it could be very interesting. Are there any others that you've met like yourself?
Not that I am aware of.
I might warn some of my colleagues and diplomats in other cities to keep an eye out for this. People forming the bonds again. But
I wish that, I hope that those who form these bonds are not on the other side of things. I don't want any of the Dragon Wardens to fall into the hands of the cult.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? I fear that the bond is heightened or is more likely to occur in people who have a close connection to dragons or to draconic elements, and who has more exposure at the moment than the cult of the dragon. I do fear. Perhaps I could try and recruit some members of the Unseen University to come with us to Veloxur. Maybe organize a time for them to spend, maybe some young mages and sorcerers to spend some time around the dragon sorcerers, the dragon mages. Maybe this might be a way to kind of encourage the bond amongst our own spellcasters. What say you? It'd be interesting. But you need to have magic, obviously, to form the connection. You might have noticed that your magic has dwindled as a result, Yervith. Abilities to cast spells.
Lost some abilities, yes.
Yes, it's been taken to forge this bond. I'm sorry if it wasn't something you wished. There might be a way to restore your spells in the future, if you so wished.
No, thank you. But I feel that this is a good bond that I have. Me and the dragon. We seem to understand each other in more ways than I ever have before.
It really warms my heart to hear you say that, Yervith. I can think of no one more suited to this bond than you. I know I've just met you, but obviously I've heard from Mira a little bit about you, and I have to say I'm very pleased that you have taken to this so well.
Thank you.
I apologize, I don't mean to interrupt.
Yes.
Yervith, or yourself, is this something that Yervith could teach to others?
Teach? Certainly you could teach things that you yourself have learned. If you've learnt techniques for riding, obviously down the track when if your dragon grows wings, obviously aerial techniques and things like that you could teach practical uses, but to form the bond, I have no idea. No, I suspect this is something that has to happen naturally. It's a connection. Someone who has magic, someone who has the potential to learn magic and has a close connection with the draconic item or the dragon itself, and then has the right propensity, and then some other factor that I don't know. These are the variables that I'm guessing. This is old, but new, but very old. I'll see what I can learn. The Council of Elders, the 5 elders might know more. Certainly, I hope they know more.
I look at Lockie for a sec and I say, I feel like I was chosen for this, Lockie.
Oh, yeah.
Something clicked when I felt the draconic presence. I don't know if it's something it's as she says, I don't think it is something that can be simply taught. Perhaps understood.
Yeah.
That certainly try.
That sounds very much like a calling. Perhaps you could find others with a similar propensity as yourself.
Perhaps.
But this, Lydia, this is what we want to promote. And she'll show. Yeah, this right here.
Absolutely.
This is your goal, right here.
Absolutely. The cult are preaching division. Dragons on top, humanoids and the other races beneath. But this is a path forwards. This is a union, an equal partnership. I wasn't going to play the hand too early, but yes, Mira, once again, your political savvy has taken you exactly to the right answer. This is exactly why I want to present you over to the Council of 5. I think this is a golden opportunity to show unity at a time when people are preaching division. This could be good.
Exactly.
So,
very good. Yes.
The question is, you said that you can't ask us or request us to be part of your
I could,
retinue.
but I'm concerned that people will dismiss it out of hand. Politics is a dangerous game. People will feel the need to...
They don't like us.
We're making a lot of plans about going to this place, but we need to be invited first, I take it? Is that how it works?
I'm hoping that a member of the council puts your names forwards. I will be suggesting a party, a neutral party, one not currently aligned with any of the political groups in Oxenford.
Okay.
So that rules out
What
Lord
groups...
Dagod.
Yes.
Sorry, yes, go
What
on.
are some of the groups we can target to get us that invitation?
Well, I hear the Harpers will be in attendance. They have a delegate, tiefling delegate, who's their representative.
I might have it in there.
Your friend, Jin, your friend. Yes, excellent.
Oh, you're friends with her?
Yeah, I'm actually part of the Harpers.
Oh, I would very much suggest keeping that to yourself in the council meetings. No, not because of any ill reasons. The Harpers are well thought of. Just because if you have any political affiliations, you might be dismissed outright because you are a competitor to other groups.
Well,
The power of the Adventurers Guild and the Adventurers Society is you are neutral. You have no affiliations to any group. And that's what we need.
Jin has a
Neutrality.
badge, though. Jin, you've got a badge.
I am lucky that I'm actually Harper, but in secret.
Fantastic. Would there be any
Mira?
who would know about your connection and or could find out about it easily?
The tiefling sorcerers.
Outside the Harpers, I'm thinking more enemies who might find out your history. Remember, these people will go back and dig up anything they can and throw whatever they can at you. And whatever sticks, they'll run with it. Mira, you know how brutal politics can be.
That's a good point. I'm not exactly aware what enemies could be there.
I have heard rumors that another group has been in talks with Lord Dagot, an organization I've not heard of before. No name, just a symbol. A hand?
Oh.
Oh no.
Shit.
That I might also be attributed to me. I think I'm very aware of this
There's
group.
a point where you have to pick a club, right?
No, I'm not
you just
actually
join-
part of them.
Oh,
But he's
okay.
an art student. You join everything.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Take an inspiration.
Yeah.
get participation in everything.
Sign up for all the class activities.
Yeah.
No, but I know who they are. I'm not part of them anymore. Let's say there's bad blood there.
Okay. Any other
but for
affiliations that we
your
might need to work on hiding?
They are called the Shadow Hand. If you want to
Shadow Hand.
look that up yourself and dig into them, like we're going to
It's an
dig in, like they're going to dig
ominous
into
name.
us.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah,
will.
no, this is literally a guild of assassins.
Right. Okay. Right.
So that is very nefarious, considering it's the Duke.
Should we be concerned that they might turn their attention onto us?
Oh, we should be very concerned.
I reckon certainly try.
But this is an opportunity, Jin. 2 birds, 1 stone. If we expose this guild and the Duke's involvement with them, wouldn't that not reflect badly on him?
You are right, but they operate in secret. I don't know how much should be even able to be divulged on them.
The fact I've never heard of this group before, and I've been in the
Exactly.
political game for over 200 years, is concerning. It is hard to hide yourself completely. It requires great magic and great skill.
All the same, I mean, if they're a guild of cockroaches, turn the light on and scatter.
Maybe. I do... yeah, be good.
That's
I do worry about who could be commanding this group. Someone with power, someone with knowledge, someone with an ability to hide from my most potent spells. I tried all I could to scry, and I could find nothing. No person in charge, just darkness. That does concern me.
I can feel Shana in the corner of this conversation.
Yeah.
Shana's not here in the conversation
Oh,
because I didn't
okay.
want Ali to miss out on this. Shana is currently with Howls Under the Earth talking through what she'd like Howls to make and helping her
Okay,
design something.
okay. Because I can just hear Ali in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he destroyed a whole galaxy.
Yeah. I know nothing.
He's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah. So I pledged my soul to him, and now I serve him in mind, body, and spirit. And so does Jin. We're working on Lockie. No. Nothing. I didn't say that. I'm kidding.
Artificer Warlock. Well, maybe, Jin, that means that you just have to come up with another persona entirely.
There was one worrying thing. Apparently they could still track me, even though I am able to change.
Oh,
That
great.
I've always wanted to know more about. Either your magnificent self, and I sort of gesture to our dragon friend here.
Yep.
Maybe you could help me out in that and maybe identify something that I'm not aware of that they're able to track, or I can talk to Griswold and see what he can sort of come up with.
Well, there's a number of ways to locate someone. If you have an item of great significance to them, if you have hair, blood, anything like that, you can use those things to locate someone.
So they might have something in mind that they've held on to.
Say
leave
so.
anything behind with them?
It's the easiest
What was
way.
that, sorry?
Did you leave anything behind with them? When...
You're a bit quiet, Matt.
What?
Just
Yeah, you are a bit quiet.
Oh, am I?
a little.
But yeah, I said to you, it was a long time ago. I was quite young. Who knows what I left? Who knows what they took in the night? I don't know. Assassins. They
Is that better?
merge in the shadows.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I just realized the audio source was my Bluetooth like adapter for this headset.
Oh no! I did wonder why it sounded different.
And it's plugged in on my desk, on still, so that's why. Okay, cool.
You sound way better.
Yeah. Just in time. All right, everybody, think that. Elliot sort of looks over and goes, right, well, I think we have a plan. If you could contact, sounds like the Harpers might be the best bet if you've already got a connection there. If the Harpers could suggest you lot as an impartial group, remember, you are impartial. The Harpers suggest you as an impartial group. Don't agree too quickly. Offer a little bit of resistance first. Suggest you might be needed more elsewhere. Potentially suggest that you need to look into some reports of dock workers going missing. And that might potentially give us a vote that we would have otherwise lost.
Been doing this a long time.
Yes. So,
I can see why you like later.
once it is pushed at you, if you could refuse twice and accept on the third, I think we'll have them. Gently refuse, not an absolute, just enough to suggest that you're somewhat interested, but there are more pressing things that take your focus. That will hopefully force the council to push a bit harder, and then you can accept without looking suspicious. It'll look like you have acquiesced to them. You have given them what they want, while in actual fact, they're giving us exactly what we want. And that is how you play the game.
Perfect.
Well, I think we have a solid plan.
There is one last thing I was going to ask you. We were going to ask you.
Yes,
We have a
please.
certain dwarf in our company who needs safekeeping.
Okay. A certain dwarf. Who would this be?
Barum.
Barum the White.
Yes.
I'm sorry, you captured one of the leaders of the cult, Varum the White, bearer of the White Dragon Mask.
There's one small issue with that, though. He's sort of lost his mind. Yeah.
Yes. Wiltix, one of our guild members, was making progress, small amounts of progress. But
Okay.
So he may be retrievable, but he hasn't been able to give us much information. But he's a big political.
Oh yes, no, this is fantastic news. If you could announce this tomorrow at the meeting at the council, I think this could be huge news. I won't take him into my care just yet. Perhaps we'll see. If anyone suggests, I won't volunteer my care to start off with, but if perhaps we can't suggest it without looking suspicious, we'll just have to see what happens. Hopefully, we'll just have to see what happens. We'll have to play that one by ear. That's going to require improvisation. Unfortunately, I can't suggest myself it'll look too suspicious. You can't suggest me without then it looking like we're already in an alliance for later on. We'll just have to see what happens. But it is important you announce his capture. This is momentous news. We have a real lead. If we can break the enchantment or repair his broken mind, I'm yet to throw in the towel that it could be insanity. I'm not fully convinced it isn't something of his own making. The cult could have done any number of things, maybe some magic to prevent him speaking if he's being captured. There's a number of things I'd like to explore first.
Should
You guys know exactly how he went into
Council and be like, we got this as a present for you.
People don't
what sort
work
of-
like that.
What sort of state is he in? And ideally, I don't think we should move him in public. If the cult know that you have him, it might be easier to assassinate him than have him.
Imagine the worst state someone could be in, but it's worse than that.
So you
I
don't think...
give him a shower every now and then, but he's very resistant.
Oh dear. Okay. Right. So not faking it, we think, and not some sort of defensive spell, we think. Genuine.
Oh
insanity.
no, it's certainly certainly, yeah.
Yes. His eggs are definitely scrambled.
Right. A bit harder to cure, but not impossible. I might be able to do something here.
His scrambled eggs are on the ceiling, so to speak.
Should we actually let the council know of him? Because the Duke is there. And
Yes,
I entirely trust him.
Yes, absolutely. No. I already know that there are some questions about your efficacy and what you've actually achieved. I think the news that you have destroyed the Drakhorn will divide members of the council. Some will be pleased, some will be quite upset that you haven't captured it. I think the news that you have captured Varum will temper that response. Plus, I understand that the Dwarven Council, the Mountain Dwarf King, has sent a representative from Balmir. They believe Varum should face Dwarven justice, and if you had not captured him, if you had killed him, or if he had died as a result, I think it would have been a bit of fly in the ointment, a problem for that relationship.
They could be powerful allies, the dwarves.
The dwarves are an isolationist race, particularly the mountain dwarves. They have weathered many of the chaos and many of the calamities that have befallen Nostea in their mountain homes. If we can convince them that this is a threat to the world and to them as well, they could be powerful allies. The dwarves are a force to be reckoned with once roused. But dwarves and dragons traditionally have not got along. It's not going to be able to come from me. Dwarves like gold, dragons like treasure as well. Sometimes dwarves don't wait for a dragon to die before trying to claim their treasure, and sometimes dragons don't wait for dwarves to have finished producing said treasure before taking it for themselves without paying for it, without acquiring it legally. I'm not saying either side is wrong, but I'm certainly saying neither side has been right in the past.
Well, the last thing they want is Tiamat in their minds. So
Just exactly. We just have to convince them that it is a threat to them as well, and we should be able to convince them on side. The fact that you've captured Varum, fantastic. That is great. Yes, I think the benefits of announcing that you've captured him far outweigh the negatives. But again, it's your decision. Maybe see how the meeting goes before you announce it. I do recommend holding cards until it's the right time to play them. I wouldn't just walk in and announce it. Wait for a moment when you can make someone else look foolish, maybe when they're in the middle of chastising you, and then reveal that you have in fact captured Varum. Make them look like they don't know what they're talking about. Make them look foolish or unprepared. Destabilize them. Throw them off guard a bit.
So a little bit of chaos?
A little bit of chaos, exactly.
Ah.
Chaos is what we need right now.
Now you're speaking my language.
Chaos is on.
So you need truth, because I was told from the last meeting that my truth caused a bit of chaos.
I think it's the placement of truth.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Knowing when to lie and when to tell the truth is the art of politics. That is the game, Lockie. Knowing what to say and when to say it.
We did meet someone that used truth as a very destructive force.
Indeed.
I did tell Leah about that. Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
All about Didris.
Didris. Yes.
Fascinating fellow. I definitely wouldn't want to go and study him if I was you.
No, I have no intention of having anything to do with Didris.
It'd be
That
fascinating.
lich is a malevolent force that has plagued these lands for a very long time. Beyond my ability to destroy, unfortunately. I'm afraid that anyone who interacts with him just becomes another tool for him to use in the future.
Yes, we wouldn't want that.
No.
Well, that was Varys's undoing, actually. Ultimately.
Varum? Yes. Oh, he spoke with... Oh dear. Is that what...
Contributed, yes.
Right. Yes. I'll see what I can do. I may be able to help him, I may not. It would not surprise me if the Lich had taken his mind. Not metaphorically, literally taken his mind. That is possible.
I mean, anything you can do is better than nothing, so...
I will do what I can. Sorry, I've kept you for longer than I anticipated. Thank you for meeting with me. I look forward to seeing you in the meeting tomorrow. I think we've got a solid plan, and I think depending on how we play our cards, we could be in a very good position heading forwards. But you've always got to be prepared for the unexpected. If you get in trouble, remember silence can be your greatest weapon.
Lockie.
I need to learn that spell.
I'm good at that.
Some
I
and,
sort of
and
look away a little bit, like,
answering-
yeah. Not me.
answering questions with more questions can also deflect from an answer you don't want to answer. And Mira, you would remember this. Answer the question you want to answer, not the question they asked.
Why would that work?
Because people hear what they think they hear. They don't actually hear things. They don't see things. They think they do. Perception is a lie, Lockie. It's not real.
I know. I was trying it out.
Oh, well done.
I don't know. I'm pretty. Nothing gets by me. I'm pretty perceptive.
I'm sure that's the case. Then you would be one of the rare exceptions.
I think we're a little bit more prepared to face the wolves this time around with this crew.
And I'll be there with you. Not literally, we can't disclose our relationship at all, but I will be there with you in the room.
Yes.
Elia thanks you all for meeting with her, wishes you good luck, and then heads back out to meet up with the embassy once again, to head back to the embassy. My question is, did you guys want to send a message to the Harpers to basically say to silence, or do you want to do that at the beginning of next session? Do you want to actually meet with them and RP it?
I mean, definitely want to contact them. I'm not too fussed.
Let's
I don't
do it at the
want
beginning of
to-
next session. That could be fun, actually.
Okay.
Let's actually roleplay it, because that way you guys can meet Silence, those of you who haven't met Silence before, and
Yeah.
that'll give you a bit of context to the whole situation. Because Yervith hasn't met Silence. Lockie, have you met Silence? No, Lockie hasn't met Silence either.
Who?
Silence, the tiefling.
I thought it was Sorcerers.
Oh, Susurrus. Sorry, Susurrus. I'm thinking of another
There we
NPC.
go.
Sorry. Thank you, Susurrus. Yeah.
Who's that?
Who's silent?
No one. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Lockie's met Sorceress.
Lockie has met Susurrus. It's just Yervith who hasn't met Susurrus.
The person that definitely wasn't syncopy walked past.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
So-
Yeah.
The only thing
After,
that...
oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go first.
Oh, sorry. Before we finish, though, as well, is Yervith going to talk to the Historical Society?
Yeah.
I think we'll do that next session as well, then, because I think we want to see that, and I want to devote some time to that. That's going to be
Absolutely.
important. Yeah.
That'll be huge.
Perfect. Alrighty. Well,
And
thank you
Mira's
so much,
just going
everybody.
to-
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No. Go. No, please.
Just as a little admin, Mira's got to enroll Barry in the in Wizard School.
Yep.
Wizard school.
Yeah.
Wizard school. Yep.
Wizard school.
You're going to apprentice him.
Not
You're going to
enrolling
apprentice
the
him to the
bar,
bean
okay.
merchant. Okay, cool.
I've recruited this young man called Bazza.
Oh
Oh my god.
Yep. With
Hey.
2 Zs.
Planar travel the
Oh, yeah.
beyond to more than we think.
Yeah, exactly right.
yeah.
Um,
Actually.
I'd
Lockie,
probably just
Michael
quickly-
called it though. You were absolutely bang on when you typed in what you think that's from. They're absolutely from the Feywild. Well done.
Wow.
Ah, nice.
Oh my
that's
God,
sick.
Barry
That's cool.
play well.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Although, for those of you who are listeners to the podcast and avid listeners, you'll remember that you guys already knew that, because when Azua inspected them way back, he also
Wow.
realized they were connected to the Feywild.
Wow.
That is such a throwback.
Wow.
Such a throwback.
Huge.
Wow.
Were you going to say
Um,
something, Jared?
Yeah, I was just going to ask quickly. Jin will talk to Griswold at some point. Probably doesn't need to be role played, but I would like to talk to him about maybe being able to, I'll just say that I'm being tracked, and I want to sort of basically stop them from being able to track me.
Yeah, absolutely. He
however
can come up
that
with a
sort of-
solution for that. Yeah, no, absolutely. He can do something about
Maybe
that.
the problem
Perfect.
when it's your patron.
It's true.
He can't do
Or-
anything about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he can. There are items which can protect you from being scryed, so he can do something like that. He can find an item that will help
Perfect.
protect you from scrying. He can assist with that, and I'll let you know what that might look like later on. I'll do a little bit of looking.
If the,
Yes, Michael.
if the Adventuring Guild still needs money, Lockie can propose a breeding program for their horses.
Hey, he's
Absolutely.
an expert in animal.
It's a
husbandry.
long term solution. Remember, obviously, like you've got to get horses, breed them, and then sell them. It's like a year's turnaround, and then like you've got to train them. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'll I'll look into the logistics of that for you, and I'll let you know how realistic it is. Hey,
This
I'll
time
let
in
you know
a
what it's
year,
gonna actually
we'll circle back to it, and we'll
exactly. but here's the crazy thing though. Like a year in game time, that's like 10 years real world time, right? Because this campaign. Yeah.
I'm saying right now, episode 69. We'll come back to this episode, and we'll be like
169, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
It'll be the link to crack it.
969, and then it's like a. All right. Thank you so much, lovely people. We are going to wrap up there. I'll edit those two bits together and cut out the technical difficulties that we experienced. So if you're listening to the podcast, you've got no idea what I'm talking about. But for the rest of you, thank you so much, Twitch, for hanging out. I can see that all of you stuck around. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
That was a frustrating internet error. I'm pleased we got it resolved in like not even a minute. I'm pretty stoked about that actually. I had a panic. I was like smashing on the keyboard trying to get everything working again and just reset the router instantly. So no, thank you so much everybody for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed tonight's session. We will be back again next week for some more exciting Dungeons & Dragons, and we are back tomorrow night for some more Avatar Legends. So if you are looking forward to Avatar Legends, or if you've been enjoying D&D, definitely come and check out the Avatar Legends stream. It's basically D&D, but in the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Everyone loves Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Absolutely.
All right, lovely people. Stay safe, stay well, and we will see you all again next time. Farewell. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.